with that, we are live with, and yes, guys, you're not seeing weird. So Danny is out. I'm tired of his garbage. Mr. Know-It-All is in. So this is what you're going to see from now on.
What's up, my know-it-alls?
And so we just need to get you, get you acclimated to this weird crowd and stuff. But yeah, and so, I know a lot of you guys like Danny. I understand that, but he's just, he never shows up on time. He's, he constantly, like, he was supposed to do thumbnails every week. He never does that. And I can only take it so far. Look, I love the guy, but
I think Thomas says it best, actually, when he says, is it woke yet? Clearly, this show has woken up.
Yeah. We've woken up to the fact that Danny shouldn't be on it. So, anyway, thumbs down for Danny, says Stanley. Okay, so
they turn on people quick around here.
They do. Yeah. Don't say anything wrong; they will crucify you, man.
Oh my God, they killed Danny.
Yeah, you bastards.
That's right, totally.
So, all right. So, now, all kidding aside, Danny will be back. Well, actually, he's just running late tonight as usual. And I just put that picture there to cover his thing up so we don't have to look at his stupid icon while we're waiting for him to show up. Right. And so we'll try to talk about other stuff for a little bit until Danny gets here, because he really wants to talk about this episode.
Oh, right on, man.
And so, but let me ask you this, because I know you were saying, I believe over on your channel, you were saying something about doing this in the near future,
sure,
as talking about like the state of the universe.
Yes.
All right. So we're at the halfway point of this show.
Sure.
And this show, I think it's fair to say that while this may not be the best thing they've ever produced, this is certainly not absolute dumpster fire either. It's
No, absolutely.
And so that being said, where do you see the Star Wars universe as it stands now and its current trajectory?
I think they're going to have to regroup very soon. You have to. And it's not even because they're being bullied one way or another. It's got everything to do with the fact that if you don't regroup in some way, shape, or form, what's going to end up happening is that they're going to just end up being this constant fight, this argument, whatever, and they're going to have to figure out how to find balance, no pun intended, in the Force.
Yeah.
They really are.
Like, when you say the constant fight, you mean like trying to like fight over whether or not it's going to be politically driven versus the story stuff. And
exactly. So I've seen two other people put, I'm not going to copy their style, but Dan Merrill did one, and so did John Campea, both of them talking about what would we do if we were Disney, and both had thematically somewhat the similar through line, which is you have to stop fighting everyone. Meaning, it's one thing to have, so a great example that everyone talking about, Grace Randolph talking about when they put, what's the difference between the Fallout show and Acolyte? Well, Fallout show, it told a great story. It just was what it was. At no point was it like, look at our female lead. Look at our black lead. Nobody did any. Look at our two lesbian junkers. Like, and nobody cared.
Real quick, a $1 donation from the Terrified Jedi says, Krennic is coming back for Andor Season 2.
Bro.
Fantastic Four will be in an alternate 60s future. Believe me, when Fantastic Four comes out, I'm going to be talking about, good or bad, I'm going to be talking about that one a lot, because I've been and but thank you, Terrified Jedi. Try not to be too terrified.
It's okay. Don't be so scared. It's okay. I promise.
I promise. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. All right, so I agree that I don't, like, for little things like the witches having two moms sire a kid, possibly through using the Force. I mean, and this is another one of those funny things, because everybody is like, well, she used the Force to conceive the child, and only Darth Plagueis could do that. they never said only Darth Plagueis could do it, and B, they never said she conceived the child through the Force. And so you're speculating on two loose ends that we don't know. You know, it's kind of like when, and I saw your review of this episode where people, you know, he never claimed to be a Sith. He said, you would call me a Sith.
Right. And everyone's rebuttal is what the actor, Manny Jacinto, he's saying in an article on Entertainment or something or other, maybe it was Variety or someone, that he's definitely a Sith. And I'm like, is this the same people on the same junket who say Anakin destroyed the Death Star? I mean, let's be real for just a second, okay? These are stars saying things. I'm sure he wants to be the cool big bad Sith, and he might be. But as of this moment, nobody has definitively said that.
Right. And the funny thing is, like we talked last week, and you said in a prior review as well, is that, you know, even if he is an out-and-out Sith, as long as nobody at the Jedi Council finds out about it, then canon not broken. And right now, they've really narrowed down the field of who could possibly report things back. Yeah, in fact, we only have 2 witnesses of him even saying that. Yeah. One of which is hostile to the Jedi.
Agreed.
So, yeah, it's... Absolutely. And the other one, I hope he survives, but...
I do too, but I don't think it's... I don't know. I think he's going to go the way of Qui-Gon.
I don't want that to happen. Thomas does point out that we lied. The Spike girl, you're talking about Jackie, didn't die. She and Osha are supposed to fall in love. Well, maybe what they'll do is they'll kill Osha, and the two of them can have Force Ghost sex.
I hate you so much.
That'll be a first. They'll be floating around.
Did you ever see? Oh my gosh, what was that show on Max? The one Doom Patrol.
I've seen a couple episodes of it.
So the last season, the house was infested by sex ghosts.
By sex ghosts?
Yes.
Wow, that show went way downhill.
It totally spiraled out of control.
It's like, okay, that sounds like something they do on The Boys.
It does sound like something they do on The Boys.
And then maybe he saw will go to the future after he kills the Sith guy, and the Jedi will classify everything.
There you go.
Get it? Like, yeah, they'll just say, we can't talk about it under penalty of death.
That's right.
And everybody will know about it except for what's his name, the big conehead dude.
No, you're totally Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Yeah. See, I'm horrible with these Star Wars names. They should just call him Bob. You know, I would have. I mean,
Bob of the elongated conehead.
Yes, he is from France.
I hate you so much. That is a very obscure reference.
The confusion has all caught my attention. In this chapter, he seems more devoted to the dark side with a lot of anger, wanting more to kill than to defend life. He wants to cover up the past.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's
I don't either. All. If that's the case, then you would have to say that Obi-Wan was in the dark side when he fought Darth Maul.
Oh, no. Obi-Wan was in the dark side when he cut off someone's arm in the bar.
Yeah, no. That's you see, and that's the problem. Like morality in Star Wars is weird because the Jedi are the good guys, but they don't seem to have any qualms about killing.
Was he going to murder him? My argument is and continues to be that this was not a defenseless man. He absolutely had used the Force specifically to kill several Jedi just now.
Right.
He wrote off his ticket. He had every right to take him out.
And and he probably should. But you see, and it's funny because it falls into the same thing like with Mace Windu and Palpatine. Yep. When is this guy so dangerous that they cannot afford to let him live? And would you like some chewy gum? Is that what you mean? Like Chewbacca?
That's hilarious.
Caught the reference, but I'm old. Yes, old people will understand that why he's from France.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
or movie files, because I know the reason why. Or Dan Aykroyd fans in general.
Yes, if you're, yeah, we are from France. Trick or treating, giving out beers to the kids. That was,
That's awesome.
but yeah, so as far as the universe, you think that they need to get that in order, but okay, but are they at a point right now where they can effectively move forward and keep the audience interested? Because the weird thing to me is that we now have three active time frames, actually more than three, because we have this show which takes place, at the end of the Old Republic. We have Andor that takes place in between the Clone Wars and A New Hope. We have the Mando verse stuff that takes place in between Jedi and Force Awakens, and we have an upcoming movie that takes place after The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
So I think that they need to pick a time frame and run with it.
Well, part of the thing is they've never really had a cohesive idea or plan for making stories. That's
Right.
one of the reasons why, I mean, if they were going to jump to the end, they should have stayed in the end. Now, mind you, I'm very happy they decided to do Mandalorian. I'm happy for some of the other things we've gotten. At the very least, the look-ins we've gotten, I think we got some, there's been value in almost every show.
Yeah.
Now, my problem, but I'm with you in that there's a weird shotgun theory happening because now I'm invested in the Bo-Katan and Mando storyline that they've sort of begun to build, however you feel about season 3. And I'm like, well, clearly you're going somewhere, but then you end it. But now we're getting a movie. Like, where do you want me invested? Because you left Rey in that time period in the future. You left that and decided to jump to Mando time, and
Which
now
was a
we're
smart
back into
move.
that.
Yeah,
Very smart move.
which because a lot of fans didn't care for Rey.
Right.
And so but now they're bringing her back, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't mind. Listen, I have my arguments about the sequels, and I can criticize those. But for the most part, my feeling is, why would you bring back arguably one of the most divisive characters, regardless of what side of her you stand on?
Right, whether you like her or hate her, she's a
Right.
divisive character.
Correct.
It's like if you want to do a new Michael Burnham show on Trek, when
Right.
half
They
the
already did
fandom,
one.
half the fandom would grab their pitchforks, and which is why I don't understand the concept of a Starfleet Academy show that takes place in the 32nd century.
Unless they're going to start living there a little bit, like we did with TNG Discovery Voyager, and give us a few shows in that era, I would have preferred to have seen it. I mean, you could have given me a Starfleet Academy, like you could have given us the inaugural Starfleet Academy when they first
Right,
opened.
it's Starfleet First Class.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Build up from there.
And in fact, you could have had the original, like the first graduate of Starfleet Academy to be Robert April, just as a nice little Easter egg,
I love it.
You
That's
know.
awesome. Sorry, we were talking about the wrong franchise, though.
Yes. Whoa. What was that?
Is that could that be someone? Oh, I see someone in the here he is.
I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, what is going on? Is that one of your co-hosts or something?
Not me.
I don't
That's
know
our-
what that horrible voice is.
It sounds like someone trying to break through. It's always the back door.
Well, did Danny not tell you about the backdoor experience he had?
Wow. I love already one of the commenters, Danny from heaven, question mark. That was Stanley.
Yeah, so Danny he lives in Vegas, and one night he was out and having a good time, and he brought home this. Look, what I'm sure he was a beautiful girl.
I just want to know how long you're gonna ring that bell, man. I've been there. I get you, sir.
Yeah. What? So what he's saying is that he has no regrets.
That's awesome. No, that's right.
I'm just going by what you're saying. So what's your ETA to getting home? Oh, you're not. I don't see you on the screen. When I move the thing down, I don't see you. Oh, because you probably logged in as a guest, didn't you? Well, yeah, that's why. Yeah, so I can't see you because of that. So
Right on.
there, if I do
There
that,
it is. What's this? What's going on there? You were so small I couldn't tell.
yeah. So yeah, so
Oh,
did you not see
go
my
ahead and
beautiful
finish,
thumbnail? By the way,
I did.
yeah.
I'll update it later.
That I had to put together because somebody didn't bother doing their job.
Hey, look, I make $5,700 a month salary. That comes first. I'm sorry. Like my boss sent me somewhere.
Right. So you have plenty of money to get a thumbnail made. Yes, I know.
I love it.
Well, you know, you don't have to brag about how much money you got. What you need to do. Yeah. And the funny thing is, and true story, Mr. Know-It-All. Yesterday, Danny was like, "I'm going to have your thumbnail to you today," and I was like, "Oh, cool. That'll be a first."
No, that's the Battlestar thumbnail because I made it 9 months ago. That because we watched Battlestar. Hey, guys, come on, really? You cut me off like that?
Okay, I kind of like this version better. We get to hear all this stuff going on the road.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, no, Mr. Know-It-All, to answer your question, I'm like a lot older than my girlfriend, and she was making a comment about how
Let's just say she's really robbing the grave.
yeah, there we go. So she made a comment. Oh, I wonder how you'd look without a beard, and I was like, because I was at that point, I was like, oh, well, you'll find out at a year sober because I'm gonna do like an event and shave it and blah blah blah. And then like not an hour later, we're out somewhere and this little girl like just some random little girl I don't even know refers like, oh daddy, hey look, it's Santa Claus. And I was like, I'm shaving when we get home. I was like that was the straw. That's what did
fair.
it for me.
That's fair, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, there was a face under all that hair.
Right on.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I know you're not familiar with Vegas. I'm on Eastern.
Yeah, you know, you're telling me you might as well just
That's why I popped in. I'm far. It's still going to be a while. So, and I heard you talking smack, and I was like, okay, I got to put these rumors to rest. And Stanley, don't think I didn't see your thumbs down, bro. I won't forget that. You are totally disqualified for me from participating in today's trivia question, you bastard. I'm just kidding, but I'm not. But I am. It's all good.
He's not kidding.
That's awesome.
So I'm just waiting. You see, the great thing is I'm just waiting to see, like, all of a sudden it'll be like one of those shots in the movies where you see all the stuff flying around in the car because it's rolling around and.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
You're so I don't know if you noticed or not. I'm not while I drive. I'm not even looking at the screen.
Yeah, please don't.
I thought I was going to say I'm not even looking at the road.
Yeah.
I'm just he's that good.
No, all I'm looking at is the road. Dude, I wish you could see. There's a test. Crazy. I wish I could show, like, flip it around and show you. If I get to a stoplight and we can do this, I'll show you. Because there's literally, it is the ugliest looking vehicle I've ever personally seen in my life. It's crazy looking.
And Indy Tiger with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Indy. And just says, here. Have
Holy
some.
shit! Super chat!
It sounds horrible when you're on the phone.
So should we take this as proof that when he's not here, we make more money?
I think we could, yes. I think it's now definitively true. When Danny is not here, we get more money.
Or conversely, when I am. I'm just saying.
Yes, that's true, because we did well last week, too. So it's probably, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, okay, I get it. You know what? Mr. Know-It-All can have my job. It's fine.
No, man, we can't do this without you.
I'll stay behind the
show.
scenes. I'll be your Jamie. What Jamie is to Joe Rogan, I'll do that for you.
There you go.
I'll stay off camera.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
Well, the less you're on camera, then the easier it'll be for some people. You kind of like if you've seen that in the trailer with Deadpool and Wolverine's trying to eat, but Deadpool's face is there, and he's just like, "Come on, man." And $1 from Hermaphroditus, which is a Greek god we talked about, says, "What's that? Danny liked it both ways. I can do that." And for
you gotta finish the story. No, I was tricked. It was the crying game.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I was tricked.
yeah, exactly.
What is happening here?
I met a beautiful woman.
And what was his name?
Go ahead.
Well, no,
I don't even remember. It was so many years ago.
Yeah. And
But
anyway,
it did end up being a guy. Look, when I was drunk, I overshared on this stream, and but I have, it happens. It could happen to anybody.
no, it couldn't. No, I'm sorry. No,
Yes,
it could not happen to anybody.
No, some of these transgender people, you really can't tell. You just can't.
Yeah, but okay. So, first of all, if you're living a good righteous lifestyle, you wouldn't be undressing them and getting down and dirty before you.
Okay.
And I would hope that you would find out before you married the dude that it was a dude.
Back then, I was a degenerate.
Yeah, you're making. I know you're
I
making.
was a degenerate. Huh?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I was.
He's playing the degenerate card.
I hear you clearly.
Yeah. Anyway, Andy, thank you though for the $50. I do truly appreciate it. And even if Danny, I think Danny would be willing to go on a date with you, Andy.
Bradley Briggs.
I don't think my girlfriend would like that very much.
7 drinks deep, a beautiful man can look like a beautiful woman, and we all know it. We've seen them. They exist on YouTube.
Wow. Oh, I know. You're just like looking. You're sitting there, and you're like, "Hey, you look really good." And they're like, "Okay, fine, let's go." And you're like, "Oh Lord." Wake up the next day, like Pee Wee Herman waking up. What?
And Danny froze. Are you still there, Danny? Okay.
You have to. You have to be fair. Look, I was at a bar. It was a beautiful. This should have been the first tip off. It was a beautiful Asian woman that was interested in me, and that's never happened before or since. And we went to the Sunset Station Casino. I won a little bit of money. I got a room. Lots of making out happened. Other things happened that I won't get into because I found God's sense. And then when something else was about to happen and I saw a penis was involved, I left. And then that was it. I don't need to.
You know what should have been the first hint is when you said, "Hey, what's your name?" Samantha. That would.
No.
I feel like we're checking off an awful lot of things on my bingo card that I did not expect tonight.
Hey, it's Pride Month, everybody.
For real. Jeez. Wow.
Oh my God.
And speaking of Pride Month, I'm surprised we haven't seen any pink lightsabers. We haven't seen, we've only seen.
Can I? Did you guys do a hot take? I was.
No, we haven't done. We haven't done anything other than we've been talking about the state of the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
And then you showed up and interjected all your Pride Month stuff on us.
No, whatever.
Why, you want to do the hot takes now?
We can. I mean, it depends. If you don't like me in the car, I'll be home. GPS says I'll be home in 32 minutes.
Danny, I don't like you in any given circumstance.
I don't like you in the car, in the chair.
Yeah, no, thank you. You're not my type.
No, no, I think you're fine.
Wow.
I think you're good. I think you're good. I actually like having you on, like, in this context. It shows your commitment.
All right,
Seriously.
so Danny,
Yeah.
what is your hot take on this episode then, Danny?
I fucking loved it, man. We did the live stream. You saw my real time reaction. I loved the episode. I thought it was awesome. That's my hot take. Haters unleash. There you go.
All right,
Okay.
so Mr.
Really?
Know-it-all, you have what's
Okay,
your
okay, I also loved the exciting parts of the show. My hot take is I prefer my episodes complete, not like I got distracted from something and had to come back and finish it. That's all. Because watching
Right.
them together,
Yeah.
I actually was like, oh, this is cool. Just give me the whole thing, man. I don't know why we had to break away.
right? And I'll say this:
I would agree with that. I would agree with that totally. Yeah.
I don't watch Star Wars for political commentary. I don't watch Star Wars even for deep character study. I watch Star Wars for space wizards and laser swords. And this episode gave me a lot of space wizard and laser sword, so
fair.
I was happy. Now, I agree with what you were saying that it should have just been one hour episode, this and the last episode.
Done. Put them together, done.
But as it stands, this was a fun episode.
Sure, absolutely.
That free of any kind of political garbage. It was just space wizards and laser swords, and Danny has left us.
Why do I feel like that might have actually been Leslie Headland's plan? It's like, okay, listen, we've had enough of stuff for like us. Let's give them something that they're all going to geek out over, so we can go back to doing what we love better.
I see. That's the thing. I'm wondering, and I hate. This is the cynical old man in me,
Sure.
because I hate the fact that I have to wonder: is this just a red herring, and like the rest of the next 3 episodes are going to be more political, non-binary, 700 genders crap.
Is the mid-level management council going to keep hiding things from the?
Yeah, and what is with the mid-level management council? That's a good name for them.
I cannot take credit for that. That was
Okay.
somebody else who I don't remember on Twitter,
Yeah,
but it
that's-
was amazing.
Yeah, that is perfect because but here's my prediction. Not since we got to wait and see if Danny manages to turn his phone back on. But the my big prediction now, and granted, I know that this is one of those long shot predictions, but I think it could be really cool if done well. Is that Darth Methhead is actually the apprentice, and the master is Angry Green Chick.
Oh, bro, don't even start. Stop it. Do you think, because we haven't seen her yet use her cool
Her lightsaber whip or anything, yeah.
Yeah.
But imagine that for a minute. If she was really the man, because notice she has been obstructionist all the way through this.
She has been. She's been, and she's very quick to blame everybody else for everything.
Yeah.
As
And
in, like,
so-
to try to take away from her own whatever.
And thanks, Danny. Now I got to resize your image again.
You just popped
I
in like a
didn't- I-
giant
I didn't-
head.
I didn't do it on purpose. My phone overheated and rebooted, which is weird. So if that does it again, I'm sorry. I'll be home in
Crystal
about
clear.
20
This is a better camera than your normal one.
It actually looks and sounds better. I don't know what you did, but
Pixel 8, baby.
yeah. Well, then what was going on before? Wasn't that a Pixel 8?
This guy. Why do I feel like we're
I
in a
was
scene from a
driving.
Tarantino movie?
Right now, I am not driving. I am waiting for Jazz to get in the car, and then I'm heading home.
I feel like we're in like a Star Wars Tarantino movie. He's like, all right, let me tell you what's going on right now. He's like, with the bracelet and everything.
So did you hear my prediction there, Danny?
I didn't. My phone was rebooting. What'd you say?
So my prediction, and I also admitted that it's a long shot, but I would love to see this happen, is that Darth Methhead is the apprentice, and the master is Angry Bald Green Chick.
I don't know. I think And here's why. This is a bit of a stretch. I think poor man's Ezra Miller is Plagueis. And the only reason I think that is because Palpatine, like, apparently Plagueis had, like, sleep, like, he got killed in his sleep. And when we first saw the character, what was he doing? He was sleeping.
Stop it.
Think about it.
Wow, you guys,
Think
this
about
just
it.
became the Star Wars conspiracy theory channel.
Yeah.
Okay, so since we're all throwing our ideas out there, I have my theory is that he's going to turn out to be either Ren of the Knights of who started the Knights of Ren, or a person who subscribes to the Knights of Ren. But someone online brought up a really cool point. If he isn't an actual bona fide Sith, then there still could be, and probably are too. It could be Plagueis and Tenebrius or whoever. It could be anybody. And they show up at the last minute to be like, how dare you pretend to be one of us, or something really messed up like that. I mean, it could be something crazy. So I don't know. That's my thought.
But let me say this. He could still be Plagueis and be serving the green bald chick.
Really?
We
She
don't
would
know
just
that.
be some new character that we've never heard of before, which is totally doable.
Right.
Yeah.
She's just some new character who trained Plagueis, who in turn trains Palpatine, who we get to see in 80 odd years.
Yeah, I could see that.
But the thing is, so that could go either way, and he could also, like, because the weird thing is that they aren't very Sith-like in that he's very much against any kind of rules. And Danny's dropped off the world again.
That's fine.
So it seems like, because he's made it clear that that you shouldn't follow rules, that which I think is part of the test as far as killing the Jedi without a weapon.
Agreed. I agree with that.
The whole point is, you can't kill a Jedi without a weapon. You just need to learn that rules are for suckers.
That, you know what? I told Mrs. Know-It-All and I had a conversation very similar to that, where I was like, what if the reason why he said she has to is because he wants to see her do her own thing, because the result is what matters, not these weird, like, test scenarios. Right. Same thing, same idea, what you just said.
Yeah, and so that's kind of weird. And you could also say, I mean, like, the rule of 2, he could throw out the window because he doesn't believe in following the rules. And further, he starts experimenting with the Force to generate life because that's against the rules.
I see a spiky forehead.
Great job. You're transmitting at like 1 frame per second.
He went from being super crystal clear to being like stop motion.
Yeah.
Here we have stop motion Danny.
Driving again.
Oh, got it.
So I think it's Plagueis and the green bald chick is in charge.
So my question is, so Thomas Potts just said Plagueis isn't supposed to look human, but at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, and Ki-Adi-Mundi's not supposed to be negative 27 years old either. At the end of the day, they're just kind of, we're flying by the seat of our pants here. So now it's just, I want to see the celebrity I want to see at this point.
And the problem is, and this is one of the problems I have when I talk to...
Oh, Grand Admiral Hawk Tua, how could you? And that's awesome naming, by the way.
Trinity is Plagueis. They gender swapped Plagueis.
The thing is, I don't trust these people. They probably did.
No, but
totally see that.
But Trinity's already dead.
That, or so you think. But to answer this, were you there?
Was this the Schwartz now?
Yeah, totally. It's like, come on. No, I just love this idea of who they could or could not, because I kind of do think that Thomas brings up a really good point inadvertently, which is if they're just throwing stuff out the window at this point, I'm kind of just on for the ride. Let's show me cool stuff. Like you said, wizards, lightsabers, whatever. Who cares about the sanctity of canon? And I say that with big air quotes. It's like, let's just have fun with this at this point.
Well, and because the thing is that they've kind of shattered canon. Well, and this is a problem with Star Wars that's way worse than even Star Trek. And Star Trek has got its huge amount of canonical issues.
Yeah.
But with Star Wars, they have this problem where they want to make books, video games, comics, animated shows,
Sure.
all canon,
Yeah.
along with the feature films, and it becomes, well, wait, how do you sort this out? Because if people say, well, wait a minute, like Thomas said, Darth Plagueis doesn't look human. Well, according to who? Where? Because
Yeah.
now I don't, I've never read all the books and I haven't read all the comic books, but I know that in the movies, his species is not mentioned. And so,
True.
and so he could be human or he could be a Wookiee for all I know. But now that being said, if in some comic book or novel or whatever they say that Darth Plagueis was one of those Twi'leks, I think they're called, or whatever, okay, fine. But how important is that little nugget of information? Does it break the Star Wars universe if that's the case? It's just like with
breaks the Star Wars universe, but I hear you.
Yeah, it's just like with Mundi being alive. They never say what the lifespan of his species is in the movies or anything like that. So why couldn't he be 130 years old?
You guys want to see me instantly improve the view here on our stream?
Yeah, drive off a cliff.
Say hi.
Okay, well, you can keep the camera there. It definitely looks... But what? Don't stop putting it on you. Jeez. If you're trying,
That's awesome.
maybe
So
he's sorry.
Yeah, I had to. So I'm the marketing director for TMW Cleaning Services, and sometimes they have me wear like sales hats because sales and marketing have a lot to do with each other. So they sent me out to this place today to do something called a walkthrough, and dude, it was the baby was Craig and Rancho. That's how far. Yeah, damn, you heard that. I know you guys have no frame of reference. That's way.
Why do you keep talking about places that we don't know?
Just trying to get an idea
Would you
of-
believe that the other day I was all the way out in McMinnville?
I was in Rathport
Yeah. And I went to Franklin, too,
and McKinley. Don't forget McKinley.
in the same day.
Yep, Snorkel Ridge. I was there.
And I drove all the way to Smyrna.
No, see, that's a real place, though.
Well, there's a Smyrna here, too.
There is totally one here, too.
Yeah, I know. I drove
awesome.
from Smyrna to Smyrna.
To Smyrna.
Anyway, I just wanted to show my level of commitment to you.
You
Michael.
are, sir.
I am.
You are committed.
Oh, you mean by not showing up? If you really wanted to show me your incredible level to commitment, you would have been broadcasting from your car when we started the show.
That's true. That is true. I guess that's fair.
Check and mate, sir.
True story.
Yes, sir.
Every picture of Plagueis I ever saw, he was the same species as the character who run the Star Wars banking clan. Okay. Well, I've never seen a picture of Plagueis. And where have you seen a picture of Plagueis?
So they are Muns? Muns?
Plagueis was a Mun.
Yeah, M-U-U-N.
Yeah. Now, you
Tall
see one of
Plagueis.
that species in episode 2. It's just part of the Separatists. That's probably the
That's
banking
right.
clan.
Yeah, that's right. Those guys
But-
with the cool outfit.
Yeah, but the thing is, Thomas, where does it say that? That's what I want to know. In what canonical piece of media do they say that Plagueis is immune?
Or at least they show pictures of him with really hardly a nose. He looked. It's funny. He almost looked a little bit like what's his face from Force Awakens, the bad Snoke.
Yeah.
Even though Snoke is definitely not whatever Plagueis is, but like they're wrinkly old gray people. Who
And
look like yeah.
Donnie said looking good when you had the picture on her.
True story.
And let's see. Plagueis has a drippy face, says Creep. Yeah, but again, and nobody's answering. Where in canon do they say the Plagueis is immune?
Let me see on Wikipedia.
Immune to what?
Oh, I see what you did there. Let's see, where's he at?
Because I'm just curious if anybody knows like a source of this information.
Yeah, I'm checking right now.
I believe it's just the EU, which is why I thought Mr. Know-It-All's analogy was perfect when he said that homeboy shouldn't be negative.
Well, if it's
27.
EU, it's not canon. But there are books and comics that have been published since the Disney takeover that are canon. And so it is entirely possible that they said he's immune in something more recent. But even so, does it really matter? Other than to people who care about the EU.
Well, I'd have to know how much of the material that's listed on Wikipedia are actually quote unquote canonical sources. Because according to the sources, he's appeared in Ultimate Star Wars Absolutely Everything You Need to Know, Star Wars Build the Millennium Falcon, Star Wars Expert Guide, and something called Endless Vigil, which I don't know what that is. It might be a book. I know the newer books they're trying to canonize, so it may or may not be that.
Right.
No, this is an older
I know
one.
the comics. I know the comics that have come out since Disney took over are considered canon, and that's where this whole kill a Jedi without a weapon thing came from, was the Darth Vader comic book series.
Oh.
And I got to give a shout out to Screen Crush. I learned that on Screen Crush. I got to give those guys a shout out.
Yeah, right
Great
on.
channel.
Yeah, like they need our support.
You know,
Yeah,
friends
right.
of the channel, friends of the channel, Screen Crush.
Yeah. Yeah, my good buddy over at Screen Crush, who's desperate for subs, guys.
Yeah, he's got like a million of them. I don't even think they know I exist. I try interacting with him on Twitter, and I get it's like no sold all the time.
And Creep says nothing is canon since Disney took over. Well,
Sure there is.
Nothing is canon prior to Disney taking over outside of the core movies.
I'm sorry, but I have a Jedi Mickey t-shirt upstairs that begs to differ.
Give me my lightsaber.
Totally.
Gorge.
I want to know that's the Darth Goofy.
Yeah. Stretch out with your feelings.
If you only knew the power of the dark side.
No, not the pit.
I hate you so much. Oh my God. Where have we gone?
Oh,
awesome.
Lordy. Why does it take so many Jedi to take down one Sith? That is a great question, Chief.
No, it doesn't.
But-
it doesn't.
But
You know
yeah,
why? Because we talked about this last night when
Yeah.
we were watching it. Because they're not restricted by rules. I mean, he filleted that one dude, used the Force to pull him in and killed him through the other dude. That was a dope
Genius.
thing.
that was a great move. That was best move of the fight. But I'll
we
say
watched
that.
that, and both Mrs. Owen and I went, "Oh!" Like I said,
Yeah.
you'd have thought we were
Yeah.
both black.
But they were. Here's the thing: you have half a dozen Jedi against one Sith. Is that unfair? Well, technically, yes, but they were completely caught off guard.
100%.
They weren't expecting, anybody to be able to put up a real fight, even
They
if
weren't
he.
expecting Fairy Lord of the Sith to come floating down from the high end of the tree and just blow them all back.
Yeah. Not to mention, he's obviously like the Jedi were coordinating their attacks and moving in, like you go first, you go second, you go third. And he's just like, I'm just going to hack you guys to pieces. I don't care about using move A, move B, countering this no, he just wants to hack them to pieces.
Yeah, that's true. I think I agree.
He rest in peace. Even said he doesn't follow like the rules of engagement. There are no rules with
You're right. Hence,
man, and I never thought he got his neck broke pretty gruesomely. That was gnarly.
yeah.
I was like, oh, bro. Everybody got handed their butts.
Dude, you gotta like those two big deaths. I did not see coming at all.
Either. I just assumed the red shirts would get it.
Yeah. Nah, nobody was safe in that. But by the end of it, if you check out supportsalty.com, you can see our watch along. I thought Saul was going to get killed. I really
He's
did. I
just
thought
like,
he was.
But you see, that shows what an absolute badass Saul is.
True story.
Because Saul beat a guy whose apprentice killed 3 masters, and he simultaneously engaged 7 Jedi and won.
Effortlessly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Saul managed to beat this guy 1-on-1,
Right.
and so
It
that's
took the tree roly-polies to stop him.
yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, but no. Saul beat him before the tree roly-polies. Remember?
No, he did.
Saul had his saber to his neck, and the only reason he was still alive was because OSHA. You know, the occupational health and safety, man, they don't want you cutting people's heads off. That's
Dude, I was so
her name
mad.
is OSHA for a reason.
Just kill him. I was like, just kill him. He had him dead to rights, man, and he just did. You know, like. He would have been totally justified killing that dude. He just killed 7 of his homies, like nothing.
And Thomas, yeah, same thing with Palpatine versus the was it 4 or 5 in that scene. I think that they weren't expecting Palpatine to whip out a saber and charge him.
To do a Power Ranger move and spiral attack them.
Yeah, they were not expecting that at all. And so, because the Jedi in both that movie and in this show are arrogant and overconfident.
When would they ever just the actual defenders of peace in the galaxy?
Well, that would be the old Republic era,
Okay.
which they don't
They
want
won't
to
give
do.
us. Yeah, they won't give us.
And for whatever reason, like at short, like there was. And I'm not an expert on EU stuff, but I know that there was like some kind of war between the Jedi and the Sith. The Sith were defeated, and that was the rise of the Old Republic. And then the Old Republic gave way to the High Republic, where the Jedi were just supremely overconfident for good reason. They were large and in charge.
Yeah.
And then, of course, at the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Empire, it was because once again the Sith snuck in and caught him by surprise.
Yeah.
So I mean, you think about it: 2 Sith versus all the Jedi, and the Sith ended up winning.
It's true story.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Is the video game Knights of the Old Republic considered canon, or is that its own thing?
No, I don't think so, because it's prior to the Disney buyout.
It is, okay.
Okay, and Stan, the helmet. Mr. Know-It-All has some information on the helmet. Go ahead right now.
It's called cortosis, and it's apparently, it used to be in the EU. It came in the new Thrawn book, they mention it, but so this is the first time we've seen it on screen in live action. It's a metal that absorbs, consider it like vibranium, but for Star Wars. It absorbs energy, and specifically because of how the lightsaber is generated, when it hits the lightsaber, God, I'm geeking out so badly right now. When it hits the lightsaber, it shorts out down the thing briefly, and like the kyber crystal has to reset or whatever. So it's just, it's a whole thing.
Kind of like Danny's phone.
Very much like Danny's phone.
Yeah. So how is it? It had Magneto's helmet powers all of a sudden, because there was a line where he said he had his helmet on to keep him from using his Jedi mind tricks or something.
Which apparently that was the same as Kylo Ren's.
Right.
Yeah, Kylo Ren's helmet was made of the
okay.
same stuff.
So yeah,
So that's an established power of that metal, or because this was the first time I heard of
Yes.
something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So that's why Maul killed Qui-Gon Jinn. He cheated and elbowed him in the nose during the saber fight. Well, yeah, Maul was a jerk. Wow. So this evening marks the 15th anniversary of the Disney Channel original movie Princess Protection Program, starring Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato. Well, I gotta end this live stream right now so I can watch Princess Protection Program on the Disney Channel, or maybe not.
That's awesome.
Is the Disney Channel still even a thing?
Well, it's called Disney Plus now.
I think they might have did away with.
I think the Disney Channel actually still exists, but you have to have cable. If you're one of the 3 people left on Earth that actually subscribes to cable still.
Right. So just a heads up, I'm almost home, but I'm about to go through a notorious dead zone. If that happens, I'll be right back. Just a heads up.
All right.
Copy that.
And Stan, I know you probably put these comments in before we already explained how the helmet works. So it is an established thing in Star Wars. I think that I actually think it's kind of cool because that's how he was able to beat all these Jedi, is because every time they went for a headshot, they ended up disabling their own lightsabers.
Yeah. Which I thought was actually kind of dope because each of them had no clue what to do without their saber. When their saber was shorted out, they were like, "What's going on?"
Yeah.
So Salty, I haven't had. So last night we were making all these guesses on what all the fandom menace haters and people like that were gonna say. I've been so busy today, I haven't got to see anything. Were we right in any of our predictions, or did they go after something totally different? Or shockingly, did any of them actually admit to liking the episode?
Well, Critical Drinker said it's the least bad episode.
Yep, I saw that. That was what I said too. I was like, all right, I guess that's a way to go with it.
You and I at the end of the show were like, that's our favorite episode so far. It's the least bad episode. Okay. That's funny. Nothing
But
else,
yeah, I haven't actually been. I had to run a couple of errands today, so I didn't get to watch much today. The little bit that I did see was people basically that either clearly had not watched it.
Yeah.
Because anybody that was sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, the fighting is lame" and all that, it's like, okay, you didn't watch this episode.
100%.
Because if you think the fighting in this is lame, you must think that the
Duel of the Fates was like,
Duel of the
stupid.
Fates sucked. Luke versus Vader was boring.
Yeah.
What is a good lightsaber fight if this sucked?
Agreed.
Right, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'd say this was the best light. I said it last night on our stream. This was the best lightsaber fight since Revenge of the Sith, in my opinion. I thought this was dope.
Oh man, when you see now, you still haven't seen he remember he refused to watch Obi-Wan, and so that was amazing. That was an amazing fight at the end of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I still got to watch that. I still haven't watched that fight.
But this is up there to me because honestly, to see one guy overpower an entire squad of Jedi was impressive, and then to see one Jedi hold his own against him. And by the way, let's give it up for Jackie. I mean, when she went down fighting, and I mean, when she got her second saber back,
so cool.
Yeah, when she got the second saber to reignite, and she had that little grin, I was like, oh.
Me too.
Dude, I was so I know, right? She was the badass, and like that when she got killed, I was just like, no.
Yeah. Well, I think they really wanted to show her physical abilities that she got, from Logan, and because she's X-23, right? So
that's right.
And so they wanted to take advantage of that and let her go, let her cut loose, but then they cut her to pieces. Which, that was so brutal.
Yeah, it was, man.
When you see him poke her 3 times, I'm like, oh, that's just wrong.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah. That was specifically for all those haters that talked about how lightsabers don't kill people anymore. Like one lightsaber through the chest won't kill
Right, I think that's what I was saying. Like, he stabbed her 3 times just so the audience would know, no, she's really dead.
It's rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. Absolutely make sure they were done. Well done.
For her. I sent her my Disney Plus login. I made her a profile and everything, but she hadn't got to watch it yet. So.
And Creep, people calling him Darth Magneto because the helmet protects him from the Jedi mind trick. I'm sorry, I don't think it's that far fetched to think that that you could have something, especially if you're a Force user yourself, something that can help protect you from a Force attack.
No, I agree with that.
You know, and if you want to say that it's cheesy to have the helmet, then what about the fact that Obi-Wan was able to completely stop Sith lightning by just holding up his blade?
Because he was focusing all of his force like a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to say that like it makes sense.
Actually,
That's right. Yeah, totally.
So the blaster didn't affect him because of the helmet, so he had a whole bodysuit on. I think that the blaster, you know, the weird thing is, it did seem like he had more on at the beginning of the fight.
Agreed.
And so I think his clothing got damaged or torn up. But keep in mind, how many hits has Darth Vader taken?
A lot.
Yeah. Darth Vader took a lightsaber to the shoulder, people. I mean, you might not remember it, but rewatch Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
And so, and that was not...
Yeah, Luke hits him at the shoulder and he goes, ah!
Yeah, that wasn't armor. You know, that just looked like black leather. And so it could be a Sith protection aura that they cast on themselves to keep themselves from getting chopped up too bad.
I love the fact that we have to create explanations.
Well, I know, but the thing is, it makes
the shows aren't telling us anything.
Right. We never find out what Darth Vader's suit is made of, other than, I mean, like, he has armored sections of it, but where Luke hits him is not armored. And it causes Vader physical pain, despite the fact that it doesn't cut him in two.
I like what Creep had to say just now.
Well, let's see. Let me skip down to the end because we're going to catch up.
Sorry.
That's okay. Creep says he stopped the Force lightning because he's old freaking Juan Kenobi.
That's right, man. Let's go.
Well,
that's good stuff.
You know, it's funny. I had a friend. He was actually from, oh gosh. Now, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of it. What's the name of the U.S. territory that's just south of, like, Texas and the ocean there? That
Puerto Rico?
Is it Puerto Rico? Yeah, I think it is Puerto Rico. I think he's Puerto Rican. But he's, you know, he's obviously Latino. He looks a lot like Court. And but this friend of mine and I did a sketch this is like 13 years ago that we put on YouTube, and where he's wearing a Jedi robe and he's Obi-Wan.
I love that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then he accidentally cuts his own arm off because he wasn't.
All right, so I'm parking now. I'm parking now. I'll be inside.
Look, we don't need to know what you and Jasmine are doing. Okay, you don't need to.
Okay, first off, you're dating yourself because people of this generation don't call it parking anymore.
That's true. They don't say parking anymore. Now they say talking.
Oh my God, so much they do say that.
I hate that expression. This guy I'm talking to. It's like, what?
Really? You're like we're talking right now. What's that even mean?
So I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm gonna go inside and I'll rejoin you from the computer. All right.
All right. If you really want to make us happy, you could just have Jasmine join us on the computer.
You haven't hung up on us yet.
You want to join him on the computer? You want to join him?
What? Stop pimping your girlfriend. Get in. Get in the house.
All right.
What was that look? He's like, "Were you licking the camera?"
He's like, "Let's go." That's right. He still hasn't shut it off. Is he listening? Is that why?
I think Danny can't figure out where the off button is
on his phone camera.
Which, by the way, is nothing new for Danny. He definitely has no off button. All right, so back to.
Are we waiting for him to scrub through? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. That's why we haven't really scrubbed through.
Totally fine. Yeah. No. I was just making. I'm like, did I miss something? Did we not do that? Sorry.
Oh, he's checking his boogers. That's what he was doing. Okay, cool.
Bro, totally.
Yeah. Cut the stream as soon as Danny gets inside. Oh, that would be so good.
Hilarious. Everybody, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or me and Mr. Know-It-All we'll disconnect our line. Just let Danny finish the live stream and say, he'll be like, what?
We're like, thanks a lot, Danny. We'll see you later. But like, all I do is leave it like this.
Yeah. It's like, wait, what?
It's just my set sitting there by itself. That's awesome. A little plushy Picard.
You know, plushy. That sounds dirty.
I do.
I know, but that's the way you said that. My plushy Picard.
I'm here to talk about Star Wars. Look at the size of my lightsaber, number one.
No, wouldn't it be number one that would be running around with a gigantic lightsaber?
I feel like that's cliche, but yes. At least if you follow Holodeck 4, the memestress on X or Twitter, whatever.
Well, you know, let's Riker boned more women than anybody else on Trek, and at least one non-binary chick.
Welcome to our Star Wars cast, y'all.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about Will Riker from Star Trek.
Yeah.
That's what you can tell what our actual fandom of our heart is, like legit. I can hear my wife upstairs just flip. She's like, really? This is Star Wars.
well, you know, the funny thing is, so Star Wars is trying to get more political. So we have Star Wars Trek, and Star Trek is trying to be more actiony. So it's Star Trek Wars, you know. So
yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh! I actually made that observation to a friend of mine recently. I was like, "What happened? Why did everybody decide not to stay in their lane anymore?
Right.
Like, what is that about?"
Of course, then now it made me think of Futurama. So
True story. I love Futurama.
yeah. Is that when all the fans went to outer space to find a new place to live? No, that was the Star Wars Trek. The Star Trek Wars was when we went to war over the remaining copies of Star Trek that were in existence.
Excellent choice. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Why Sith? Yoshi, no. Why Sith always wear helmets, and what do Jedi sense?
What do Jedi sense look don't work? Oh, Jedi sense looks like it doesn't work. That's not true. So I think that mainly if they're calm and able to focus, I've always gotten the sense, no pun intended, that Jedi sense is more like when he's sitting there and he goes, I feel like something's not right. Like you feel like an unease. But when you're in the middle of action and stuff, or when you're exhausted, or when you're in great guilt, like clearly Saul is, I feel like it's just like, come with me, girl with braids. I don't actually want to pay attention to, just because I feel super guilty about what I'm gonna have to tell you in just a minute.
Right.
Let's go. Let's just go. Like he's so closed off from wanting to say anything to her.
Well, and there's also, and this is something that people have been ignoring. This goes all the way back to the prequels again. Is that the very presence of the dark side can be disruptive to a Jedi's ability to even detect them.
Exactly. I agree.
And so, you know, and part of it is, keep in mind, the whole idea of light and dark. Jedi don't hide. Sith do.
Right. I agree.
And so it's much easier for a Sith to detect a Jedi than for a Jedi to detect a Sith.
True story. No, I get that.
You know. And so that's why, like, you notice that, you know, Vader's like, I sense something, a presence I've not felt, you know. And we had Leia detected that Luke had survived the Death Star explosion. You know, you have all sorts of stuff where Jedi are being detected. You don't have stuff where he's like, you know, except for Luke sensing that Vader was in the general area.
Yeah.
In Jedi, you generally don't have the Sith being detected. Obi-Wan was talking to Dooku and never figured out that Dooku was a Sith.
I kind of got the vibe he figured. What do you think? He
But
just
he
thought he was a
didn't-
fallen Jedi? Like a Jedi just turned his back on the order?
They just figured that they said, you know, he's a former Jedi, so he's a good man, you know? And so he didn't leave the Jedi in a huff, obviously. And even when he's sitting there strung up by Dooku, he never acts like, oh yeah, I know this guy's a Sith.
Right. No, I agree.
You know.
Stanley says, and May has very little real training. I don't know, man. She's got that cool little stance thing she does.
May,
with all your might.
Look, May was trained by a guy who took on and killed 7 Jedi.
Bro.
So don't be talking to me about May had no training.
True story.
May took down 2 Jedi Masters.
Agreed.
All right.
Even if one of them technically stumbled on her own knife.
And by the way, without a lightsaber.
Yeah.
You know, she may have had her little knife, but she didn't have a lightsaber.
True story.
You know, and so so don't tell me she didn't have enough training, because that's I think May is way more capable than Osha. So Saul not sensing anything, again, Saul just is at an emotional state right now. He just went, he lost his Padawan, where he lost his friends, and the Sith guy he got away. So
I feel like we lost Danny.
well, he's probably making out with Jasmine right now.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to distract. I just was like, how long does it take him to walk into his house?
It doesn't take him this long.
Copy that.
Yeah. Luke Skywalker hid. Well, Luke Skywalker was a loser in that movie.
How dare you, sir?
But figure he could tell if it was really Dooku's twin brother. Well, if Dooku had a twin...
He could tell. He could tell. I could tell.
Even Gandalf didn't know he was bad. Huh?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, what? Unless we're talking about some weird Rings of Power version of Gandalf.
Yoda hid on Dagobah. Well, Yoda was in...
No. Yoda waited in exile on Dagobah. He was not hiding. He just was not quick to reveal himself. It's not the same thing.
There's a difference between hiding in the corner and not posting your address online.
There you go. Totally true.
But do they have the sacred Jedi texts? That's my best Luke Skywalker impersonation there.
The fact that Yoda goes, real page turners are they?
Yeah.
I was like, really? Really?
Yeah.
Right on.
That would be like if you made a new Jesus movie and Jesus started making fun of how boring the Old Testament is.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Granted, I would watch that movie, but
totally. No, totally.
It's good to see all different lightsaber colors. We didn't see any purple.
No, don't worry. That's coming soon, I think. Isn't her whip, is it pink or purple?
I thought it was pink, but...
It might be pink.
Yeah.
You might be right.
She had street training. She was trained by a dude that took down 7 Jedi.
She was trained by the streets.
And by the way, she was also trained by a coven of witches before that.
True story.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just going to repeat she was trained by the streets. It felt like a good place to repeat that.
Danny says, I'm booting up my computer. Which he posted that 2 minutes ago.
I think it might be time to get a new computer.
Yeah. Yoda retired. Yes, that's what it was. He was collecting Social Security on Dagobah. Oh, Christopher Lee, because Christopher Lee played Saruman in Lord of the Rings, and Gandalf didn't figure out that Saruman was evil when he went to...
Personally, I think it's just something that Christopher Plummer has on himself.
You mean Christopher Lee?
Christopher Lee, whenever who he plays, you just can't detect what his real true intentions are.
Like when he's Dracula and...
Everything. All of them. He's great. Was great.
And Donnie says, I'm done with the Acolyte. Despite the lightsaber battle sequence that I love, though I'm happy for those who are enjoying the show.
First off, I respect that, but I just want to repeat back how it came across. It's like, I'm done with the Acolyte. Even though it really had a really cool battle, but still, I'm done with it. It's like, okay.
So wait a minute.
I get it.
Why, what's the last straw if the last episode you watch is the one you liked?
See, I want to know what the first straw was. Like, this is the line that you cross. They give you a cool battle, though late. They give you a cool battle, and you're like, no, I'm not taking it. No.
It's too cool for this show.
That's right. It's too little, too late. I don't care how awesome it looked.
Yeah, forgive Dork, he had to boot up his computer with bike pedals. That's probably true.
Quick, pedal faster, woman.
Oh, by the way, Mercer will say Andor is awesome every time you see him on a stream, just so you're aware.
I mean, Andor is awesome.
Oh, jeez.
I got you, Mercer. Holding it down, baby. Holding it down.
Andor is simple proof that the Empire did nothing wrong.
True story. No, true story.
So
Andor is what I do love that though, because Andor's the first time where you sat and you went, "Holy crap! People died on the Death Star." Like, yeah, like they did. Because you have to remember, that's the one thing. While I do not
wait, why
agree
does
to
Andor make
deconstruction-
you think of that? That takes place before the Death Star.
No, because I saw all the people who were involved in construction and the whole like piecing it together. Like you sit here and go, there were people involved. Like every one of those, that, like seriously.
So you're one of those people that wants to ruin
What up,
Star
playa?
Wars by making it like Shades of Grey instead of good
No,
and evil.
God, no. But I will say it's an interesting thought exercise. Hey, Danny, to sit here and go, oh well, there. I mean, there
You
were
guys can
people
hear
who-
me, right?
Yes, you're.
I think what I love most about Andor, truthfully, was the look at the fact that there are genuinely folks who are like, bro, I thought we were doing okay. Like seeing those Nazis, basically, when it comes to space Nazis, say, I was just following
Californians.
orders. I didn't know any better.
Oh yeah. You got to say Californian, not Nazi. That's Nazi is a bad word
Sorry.
to the algorithm.
Sorry.
Yes. Well,
The space Californians.
Yes. But yeah, and the governor of California is the mustache leader of. So just so you got all the
What are
lingo.
you
down.
talking about? They took my people too. Sorry, that's the only governor of California. I
Stop it.
recognize.
Stop
only-
whining.
It's I.
And no, to answer all these jokesters in the chat, I had to help my special lady friend. She's watching Acolyte.
I told you he was making out
downstairs.
with her.
But don't worry, she'll be done in
Well, there's a
15
little bit of
minutes,
that.
it's
There's a little. There's
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit
You
of that.
see, yeah. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to show my dedication, and then screw you guys. I'm going to make out with my girlfriend for 10 minutes before I log in.
It wasn't 10 minutes. I had to.
No,
set up
of
Disney
course,
Plus.
no. It wasn't 10 minutes. It's okay, Danny. It's okay. It took as long as it took, buddy.
Which, by
Well,
the way,
we're
I
not
think
there
that's I think that's a record for him taking his time.
I'm so sorry that I don't normally get to be in this position. Normally, like I'm the one self-deprecating, so I normally play the Danny role. So I'm not used to being the aggressor. In this
Danny is
scenario. definitely
at the bottom of the pecking order here. So
Oh
But
yeah.
I
It's all
just
good.
got here. It's like, so what? You're promoted. You're above Danny, no matter
Yes.
what.
yeah, that's kind of a rule we have.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
So when the show opened up, Danny was screaming at the screen when you see her unconscious there saying, "Don't tell me we missed the battle."
Bro,
Oh,
I
dude, I thought-
I was the same. I was like, are they serious right now?
Yeah, dude. No, I was pissed for a
Kelnaka
second.
gets killed off screen, and the whole fight happened, and we're like seeing the aftermath.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I thought was happening. Supportsalty.com. You can see it in real time.
Yeah, I thought that was good. That was awesome. But then if you listen, you can hear the clashing of sabers in the background as the audio begins.
Yeah.
So you know the fight is actually still going on.
Yeah.
And so
They did a nice little fake out though. And hey, Mercer, did you get your package yet? By the way, and thank you.
Speaking of packages, how's that dude you were dating?
This is what I missed, by the way. When Danny was gone for the first hour, I missed him checking in with everyone if they got their packages, because that's what I caught last week.
That's like Danny's favorite thing to say is, "Hey, did you get my package?"
Wow.
Okay, let's see if you get that. Did you get that thing I sent you?
Just message me on Twitter, okay? Just look for. I'm the only
Hey, I
one.
see. Hey, Ariel, did you get yours? By the way, I sent you an extra special package. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yeah.
You know, Jasmine is like in the next room.
She's actually downstairs, but yeah, she could probably hear me. It's fine.
Hilarious.
Oh, she's downstairs, so it's okay.
Come on. They're in Vegas, all right? Anything goes there.
It's funny. Never mind.
Offline, we'll talk.
No,
offline.
I had to have a conversation specifying to her that I'm not cool with that, and thankfully neither is she. So we're good. She's a good Christian girl, actually. I'm pretty.
I love the fact that those are conversations we have today. It used to be, what's your favorite
well-
color? What do you like to do? Now
in
it's,
Vegas.
look,
It's kind of
are you a
sadly
bottom
necessary.
or a top? What's going on? That's so crazy.
It's like,
It's like, oh no, they killed that guy. And
yes.
I know that you were traumatized by that. So this is the only death we really missed.
This is the red shirt,
yeah.
Yeah.
or one of them. Everybody kept asking online last week, throughout the week, they were like, why were there so many Jedi? Blah, blah. I'm like, how many of them's names do you actually know? That's why there's so many of them. Okay. They're about to be used to prove a point.
Yes.
And they sure enough were.
By the way, was it just me that it looked like that pattern looks kind of like a hand?
It does. I thought the same. I was like, did he just use the Force and it like out of his hand, boom.
Yeah.
It did look very much like a hand.
Anyway, so she's like trying to assess the situation, and off in the distance she sees sabers going through the trees. And this is a great way, I think, to bring us into the battle a little bit at a time.
Agreed.
Without
I really liked the way they staged this whole thing, because they did the fake out with me where I get mad, then I that diffuses when I hear stuff, and then we see from her point of view, kind of eases us in, and then all of a sudden it's just like nonstop mayhem.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it was. You described it correctly.
And so this first part here we get to see through the trees, and it's just like, holy crap, they are going at it.
They're going for it.
And so I was like, there's no way that one guy can hold his own against 7. And then you realize what you should be doing is feeling sorry for the 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he not only holds his own, he completely dominates this fight.
Yeah, he
they-
pwned all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely not the Magnificent Seven. I do love how at this stage, even though we see that ripped arm, I'm still like, Jasmine might be right. That might be Mother Coral. I don't know. And then Salty's like, look at that arm, bro. That's a dude's arm.
I was...
That's what Mrs. Know-It-All kept saying. That's a dude's arm. I was like, right on.
Okay, so right here we see he's got a helmet, a cloak, but his arm is bare. And this is when she hits him with the stun gun, I think. So I just want to...
No, it's not here. He's got his head to the side when that happens.
It's gonna. She had the gun up.
Dude, I hate... Yeah, here it is. I hate these new lightsabers. I really do. They're too fat.
Right here. Here we go.
You know...
I have one.
No, I mean the blades.
Screen accurate.
Right, that is about right. But the blades are just... Oh, you're right. It was his part. Boom.
They're massive.
Oh, shit. You better run.
So the fact that it didn't affect him, there's a couple of possibilities. One, does the stun setting actually affect your brain, your neurological center, to knock you out?
I think it's the helmet.
Yeah, in which case the helmet absorbing energy would prevent it from getting through. Which also, the helmet is absorbing energy. That can include the energy of the Force trying to read someone's mind.
Sure.
And so...
Sure. Oh, speaking of stun, can I go ahead and throw out the trivia question so people have a little bit of time to answer it? Because that is kind of a decent segue.
Are you...
He's saying so fast to get his housekeeping done.
Yeah, I know, right? In fact, if we can throw the commercial up in a minute, we're a little overdue for that. So today's trivia question, speaking of stun, what actor in The Acolyte actually landed one of their biggest roles while auditioning after getting stung in the face by a jellyfish? I want the actor's name, not the character's name. Yes, I want the actor's name, not the character's name. What actor in The Acolyte actually landed one of their first huge roles while they were auditioning with a swollen face that had just been stung by a jellyfish? That is the question.
That is like the most bizarre question, I think.
Isn't it? That's a good one, right? I think that's a good one. So, yes, honey. If it's not my bedroom, I have no idea.
She looking for your balls?
What, honey? Okay. Yeah, I don't know then. Yeah. It's all good. Thank you for trying. No, I asked her to grab my Criticalist hat because I'm trying to be a shill, but I can't find it. So instead, I'll just hold this bad boy up, and we'll play a commercial in a minute. But that's the Criticalist trivia question of the day. And so far, No correct answers. Mercer, that's a good guess. Creep, not even trying.
The Squid Game. Nick Nolte. Yeah, it was.
He has spoken.
Mike, still not even trying. But no, it's. I'll give a clue in a few minutes if nobody gets it. But it's a true story. It's fascinating.
And here's the commercial that you're going to want to pay attention to. You ready for this one, Mr. Know-It-All?
They can't.
Yeah, go for it.
Play the
All
commercial.
Hello, Blaine Andrews here, local business owner.
Oh, no, this is the
and
same one we
critic
did last week.
enthusiast. Are these critics constantly clickety-clanking around on their keyboard? Are their terrible reviews driving you crazy? Is your critic clawing away at the very fabrics of society with their terrible opinions? Think there's no answer? You're so stupid. There is! Critic Mittens. Finally, there's an elegant, comfortable mitten for critics. I didn't hear a thing. Is your critic one-armed or have fat sausage fingers, a skinny bird-like physique, or just no fingers at all? That doesn't matter because one size fits all. Critic Mittens, you'll be smitten. So come on down to criticlist.com. We're the home of the original Critic Mittens. And how? Download on Android, Apple, or maybe just visit the interwebs today because it's an app. You download it because it's an app, but it's a website too.
I wonder if there's any good movies out this weekend.
Would you like me to recommend you some new movies?
Oh my god, what was that?
Hello, my name is Lick. I am your in-car information system. I can give you recommendations for any type of entertainment. Would you like to hear about the most popular movies in theaters today based on critic scores from Rotten Apples?
Okay, yeah, I would actually.
The #1 movie in the country this weekend is about a homosexual chipmunk who learns how to play chess. This 4-hour
that
epic
one.
displays 10 full
Already got
chess
it.
matches in real time.
No, absolutely not. That sounds literally horrendous. I can't even believe that's real.
Okay, well, the second highest rated movie, with 98% on Rotten Apples, is about a poor starving girl living in the 1920s who finds refuge in a cannibalistic swinger commune, where they
Can I just say I want to see that? I want to see that movie.
I feel like that's Danny's life story.
Wow, I'm sitting right here, and look at the hat, guys. Look at the hat. Go to shop.criticlist.com to get one of your own.
So
in the 1920s who finds refuge in a cannibalistic swinger commune, where they all learn the value of love while feasting on the flesh of the innocent.
Who's rating?
yeah, that sounds like Danny. I don't understand why you would deny it.
Yeah, I don't know what we got offended for.
That's just
These
another
are
Saturday
ratings
night
from
in
the top
Vegas.
film critics in the country.
I am so sick of this. Honestly, I'll just find my own movie.
And I do love that because critics suck. Yeah, you're in trouble now, Danny.
For real.
She's like, babe, give me your balls. I'm snipping them off.
Wow.
It's over.
So I just want to know. So this show takes place 100 years before technically Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
Why has stun gun technology not improved all the way as far as up to A New Hope? They're still using the ring stunner.
Well, perhaps. I mean, that's just Star Wars magic tech. I mean, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
If it ain't broke, why advance it?
Well, Star Wars tech. I think the idea.
Damn, Ariel, my girl's here. Shh, keep that on the DL.
So sad.
It really is. So I think that.
Oh, that's funny. Look at that. Now she wants to delete it. Well, then don't type it, girl. Don't type it.
How do I delete? I don't know. How do you delete?
Yeah.
Okay, and we Mercer, buddy, you're ineligible because you've won one already. So that may or may not have been the correct answer. Continue. Sorry.
I think that's a pretty strong hint.
It's like in radio stations where it's like, look, bud, okay, you can't win another prize in 30 days. Because all it's going to be is a series of Danny going, hey, have you gotten my package yet?
I can't believe you didn't get my reference. So when I said, "Did you get that thing I sent you?" So you didn't get that one, huh?
I got the reference.
Oh yeah, what's it from?
I don't remember exactly, but I know I've heard it. If you were to say, I know I've heard it. I know for a fact I've heard it. If you were to say it, I'd be like, oh yeah.
It's from Harvey Birdman, attorney at law.
I haven't seen that in so long. I did see it, but man.
The stupid hippo that works in the office, that's all he ever said. He would walk in and say, "Did you get that thing I sent you?"
Yep.
Ariel, you are also ineligible. And when you guys do get those prize packs, do me a favor, send me photos of them. You don't have to be in them. Just
He's always asking for photos, man.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy.
What is going on with this guy?
I wouldn't, let me just say this, as all of your friends, don't send pictures to Danny.
No, pictures of the prizes, man. Come on. You want them for our website
minute,
that I
he made me
started
send-
finally building.
He made me send him pictures of my feet just to be on the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that true, Danny? Wow. You scum.
Is what true?
You
Is
made
what
me
true.
send you pictures of my feet just to be on the show.
I can neither confirm nor deny those accusations.
I keep going back to. I wish I had just a clip of you going. Because I used to be I was a degenerate.
I was a raging alcoholic, and sadly, there's tons of video proof on YouTube of it. And Brian, hi, buddy. You are also not eligible because you just
Okay,
won.
can anyone in this audience win? I'm just curious.
I'll ask the question again. What actor in The Acolyte actually landed one of their biggest roles while auditioning with a swollen face that had just been stung by a jellyfish?
Katie Sackhoff.
And not Katie. No, he put Katie Suckoff, and she's on tomorrow's show.
Bo-Katan.
Review. No, we're reviewing Battlestar Galactica season 2, episode 5,
I
The
love
Farm.
Battlestar Galactica. I
I
love
do
that
too,
episode.
so-
Dude,
Yeah,
the
it's such a
farm
good
was
one.
so raw. And it was
Yeah, that's a
I know.
brutal. That is a brutal
It is,
episode.
yeah.
that was one that
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Well, you can join us if you want.
Yeah, if you've seen it and you're familiar with it, you're happy to join. More than
I'm
happy
super
to join us.
familiar with it. No, I'm good. I have something else I have to do, I swear. I think I have to watch
Fair
the-
enough.
And Danny said he won't be an hour late.
I don't know if you
shouldn't
can
be.
promise that.
Let me look at my calendar. Hold up.
Oh, if you're an hour late
Legit
tomorrow, you're going to
shaking.
get punched in the face.
I won't be late tomorrow.
Hit you in your esophagus.
Tomorrow actually I plan nothing because I have an MRI tomorrow at noon, so I'll be here. I've got the day off. I already
What are
took the
they?
day
What
off
are they
of work.
scanning? What part of your?
My neck. From the
Oh,
wreck.
okay. So
Yeah.
so it's possible they'll be able to tell you that you have no brain.
You walked right into that. Like you opened the door and everything.
You'd think with 140 IQ I wouldn't have, but that's fine.
Well,
What do we
it's
got?
okay.
Creep here says Richard Chamberlain. That is not the correct answer. Creep.
See,
But
the
good
problem is he saw 14.0 and he thought that it was 140. But I understand.
That tracks. So, Criticless, great sponsor, great guys. Haven't got
They
to
are.
do any reviews lately because I've been so busy with work.
I actually posted my review of these episodes. It's my first time playing with the TV thing because I've we
Oh,
talked
has he
about
added
that.
episodes to it now?
No. But I've been changing my review.
Oh,
of
just
it.
like editing it to add each episode.
Yeah, that's what Blaine's been doing the same thing as episodes comes out. He leaves a review and then he changes the score based.
Well,
off
he
of
said
the-
and I don't know if you saw, he responded to my thing in the suggestion thing about adding episodes that is something he's working on. So,
Yeah.
hopefully they get that soon. That is the oh crap, I'm about to die look if ever I saw it.
Bro, seriously.
Yeah, that's like I'm glad I'm wearing brown pants. That's
Yeah.
what that look is.
Wow.
So then, while we cut away from the action a little bit, and this guy, I mean, man, he throws his saber like we've never seen a saber thrown.
I mean, haven't we?
Not
So-
like saw Darth Vader do a really short version of that in Jedi.
I thought
All
you
right,
said
no.
Did you not watch Ahsoka?
We did.
Yeah,
we reviewed it.
Did they do that in Ahsoka?
One of the guys did it. When she was on that one
For
when she was
that
on
long of
Corellia.
a throw? For that long of a throw?
When she was on Corellia, somebody threw one and it spun far.
Yeah, I remember popping because you could do that in the video game, the Unleashed.
Yeah.
You could do
Yes.
that.
I
Yeah.
love the Force Unleashed.
So look, I'm not getting a lot of answers here, so I'm going to sweeten the deal. In addition to getting a really cool sticker,
Danny will
sticker.
send you a picture of him with his trans buddy.
Look at this. This is a Walking Dead signature series signed by the artist, very rare card. It was a prize I was supposed to give away at a Walking Dead viewing party, but when they killed Carl, I stopped doing them and never got to give it away. This card has a value of at least $100, depending on eBay stuff. I will include this in the prize pack to anyone who has not won before. Again, the question.
Oh, you know, the people that have won before are going to get pissed at you now.
Well, if nobody gets it, then I'll give it to somebody who's won before, who already gave the correct answer, you morons. Just scroll up in the chat. All right, here we go.
Wow.
What actor in The Acolyte landed one of their largest roles while auditioning with a swollen face, having had just been stung by a jellyfish? I will include this rare collector's card. It's actually drawn. It's not like this is a hand drawn with a signature of the artist. Walking Dead signature series hand drawn artist sketch card. I will include that this week. All right, let's see if we get some guesses now.
Right. So Squid Game shows up and deflects the lightsaber.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. And I do like after the lightsaber is deflected, the trees.
The trees are a little delayed fall.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will say that's a very anime thing to have happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so now we have Cord shows up. They're getting ready to square off with him. And then
Ariel.
Then we
I
get
forget.
the title card.
That was
correct
all
answer.
from just the cold open.
Yeah.
I know, right? The correct answer, Ariel, is actually in the chat of Salty's channel. You're in mine. One of the downsides to being in my pathetic small channel. But I have 405 subs finally, so that's nice.
Nice. Hello to all 405 of you.
Now you see and then we got the May Jackie fight.
Dude,
I
She
kind of
was
actually dug that fight only
I did
because
too.
she was super
'Cause-
like squirrely, and to see Jackie be like taking her for
No,
granted, and then
to
suddenly
see
realize I
Jackie-
gotta do something.
to see Jackie beat the chick that killed Trinity just to have what happens later happen. Oh my God. It's like,
Yeah, no, it's definitely no justice.
No, I think there's plenty of justice in this episode. I mean, look, nobody went out like a punk in this episode.
It's very true. Very
Yeah.
true. There's some weirdos online
Well,
who I heard talking about.
Okay, except
well, how
for
come Jackie-
red shirt.
No, for real. But everyone's like, well, how does Jackie go from on Monday just doing training to suddenly dueling a Sith? And I'm like, no. You don't seem to understand how martial arts work.
Yeah, you never
Forms-
stop training.
The forms are like just a part of keeping that muscle memory regulated.
Yeah.
So when it's time to duel the Sith, you know all your moves.
All right.
That's the thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, but I think the problem is that like people think back to like when Yoda's standing in the room with all the little kids doing their, and they're thinking it's like that, and it's like no, these are more advanced Padawans. These are not.
They've been doing this
Yeah.
since those lessons with Yoda as little kids.
Yeah.
Like
Right,
for a
yeah.
long time.
Well, what they say, like typically, like I'm trying to remember who it was that said that they started when they were like 4.
Yeah, it was Saul.
Yeah.
Saul
Yeah,
said that.
yeah. And so if that's a typical age of recruitment is around 4 or 5 years old, then assuming that Jackie? How do you say her
I've
name?
been saying Jackie.
Jackie. So if Jackie is, even if she's only 15, she's been training for at least a decade.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know, so I
Those are
don't,
big 15-year-olds.
yeah. But I'm just saying, you know.
And that is a fat lightsaber. Look at the blade on that. That is
I
just
beg
too
your
fat.
pardon, sir. Stop
It's just
looking.
too-
You know, the problem is that Danny's trying to compensate for his really skinny lightsaber, if you know what I mean.
He's got the lightsaber from Clone Wars, the animation,
Yeah.
where it's all like a skinny line.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm really sorry, Danny. Danny's going to be like, I don't want this guy on the show anymore. Can we get him?
Oh, no, I can take it. You can't say anything worse about me I haven't said about myself.
Right on, brother.
So, yeah, we get some pretty
Ooh, go
good-
back. Go. You could literally see the LED light breaks in the lightsaber. in a pause you just did a second ago.
I think I saw it there a second. Yeah, I saw it.
It was the red lightsaber.
Yeah,
Right there. Or maybe not. Maybe
No,
that's the
those are
plants
the-
in the
the
way.
plant- the
okay,
plants are
okay,
blocking
okay. All right.
It did look like it though. I know. Yeah.
Chief Cook, full name. Chief Cook, full name. Warning, full name. You might have it before somebody else gets it. Give me the full name.
And like a typical Sith, like the Sith fight like ninjas as opposed to the Jedi fight more like samurai. Which, by the way, this is a beautiful shot right here.
Super beautiful.
That is a dope shot. Now, hey, Salty, I need to consult the judges. I know that Chief has got he's special. I know he's special. Should that count?
Well, I don't know what the actual.
I've never heard of Defun Keen. I don't know who that is.
Okay, I haven't either. Okay, no, that doesn't count, Chief. Get it right. Get it right. Get it right.
Wait, that was supposed to be a name?
That was
I thought it was
supposed to be the
someone saying
name.
something. Was it a Star Wars name?
No, that's very close to the actor's name. Very close to the correct answer.
Yeah.
Whoever puts it in the chat
your
first
time.
wins.
Take your time, Chief.
Oh my God, Potts!
Breathe.
Potts, you win so much, bro. Negative 27 years old. You win.
We have a winner.
That's awesome. It's not the women.
You're
That's
watching.
awesome.
That's the last week's stream, buddy. Yeah.
For real.
So, and I wonder how many takes it took to have him so he's holding the saber perfectly straight like that. I mean, that's just perfectly composed.
Yeah,
like
that's
he,
a
That's
shot.
beautiful. Yeah, that's a beautiful shot.
Very cool.
but in this episode, more than pretty much anything that we've seen, you can see that the Jedi are really analogous to the samurai, while the Sith are more like ninja. The ninja, they cheat. They can't,
Hey,
Ladies
Cook
and
Ladies.
gentlemen, we have a winner. Chief Cook, DM me on Twitter. This is the screen name. Shoot me over your address, and I will mail you that sticker and this rare, one of a kind.
You're saying that
hand-drawn-
because there's actually you could get them for like 18 cents out of.
No, you can't. This is literally a one of a kind. This is literally drawn on this card. They gave all the artists blank cards. They drew something, signed it, and it's because I was working at a comic. Well, I wasn't working there. A comic book shop was a client of mine at the time, and I was doing those parties. And each comic book shop got a handful of these cards. So you'll win that. And for bonus points, because I'm feeling generous, what movie was she auditioning for that she landed the role? And I'll send out just a regular Criticalist prize pack if somebody else gets it.
Was it
Anyway,
Logan?
and if not, no, it was not Logan. It was not Logan.
Okay, because I'm like, no offense, I don't know anything else she's been in other than this.
Yeah,
and
me
that.
neither. That's how that is.
She actually landed the role before Logan, but Logan
enough.
came out first. Yeah.
Okay.
So back to speaking of Logan, May and Jackie fighting, and boy, and then she after she finally wins,
Twinkle toes.
she grabs the lightsaber from her and puts it away.
The one that was Kelnaka's.
Yes.
Kelnaka's lightsaber. The
Yes.
Yeah.
Because May grabbed Kilnaka's lightsaber. I think because May was going to try to take down the Sith.
My question is, why doesn't May have whiplash from all the about facing she keeps doing? 1 minute, I'm going to turn myself into the Jedi.
Oh,
The
I
next
know.
minute-
I was like really, because that's the problem. I'm not even sure what she was going to do with that lightsaber. Was she going to go after the Jedi, or was she going to go after Darth Meth Head?
I don't know, man. I'm just wondering, like, what's going on here?
I think she just wanted a lightsaber. I don't know. She's too lazy to make one of her own.
Right?
She kept trying
Oh,
to steal
shit.
Trinities. You know?
That's
And-
hilarious.
Brian wants to know if we're going to do a live chat review of the presidential debate. First of all, I think it's even money whether there's even going to be a debate tomorrow.
He's asking because we're going to be streaming at the exact same time the debate is on.
Right.
So, yeah.
But,
no, we're doing
No, the
Battlestar
presidential
Galactica.
debate is going to be President Roslin versus the incumbent Baltar, or are you not there yet?
No.
Did I
Well,
spoil? I'm sorry, spoilers.
No, you didn't. No,
Okay,
we've
okay.
actually watched. We're well into season 3, but our
Oh, good.
reviews,
Okay.
our reviews are season 2 that
But-
we're putting on YouTube. Yeah.
Keep in mind that he hasn't seen anything beyond their escape from New Caprica. So
Got it.
Correct.
Got it.
Yeah, that's
say no
where.
more.
Yeah.
Right on.
all right, so she takes Kanaka's lightsaber, puts it away, and then she's attacked by.
She puts up such a good fight, man. This was such a heroic. This was like a Klingon death, man.
I
that she
was
got.
proud of her. And I'm
Yeah.
just an audience person. I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
oh, she did so good.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Okay, so right there, notice she did not hit his helmet. She hit his glove, so it looks like he has more armor than just his helmet.
On one glove, yeah. On one arm, he had
Yeah.
the like bracer thing.
Yeah. So but I do like the fact that they're they're consistent, and the Jedi are like, "Whoa, what's going on? Why is my lightsaber shorting out?"
Well, because normally she would have had resistance. That's why she stumbles.
Yeah.
It's because the minute it hits it, her sword goes away, so any resistance she had against it is gone.
Right.
Yeah, and I like the little sparkling effect here too. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool. I haven't seen that really.
And now that's quick thinking right there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so
She was so bad. I
yeah,
loved her.
she absolutely stole the show here. So I'm trying to get to my favorite point in the fight, which is right here. So she's got him blocked.
Does the Ahsoka like the way
Yeah.
she's holding it?
The other saber pitches on, and then they both look at the second saber, and now that's that little smile.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, dude, you are effed right now." So
Yeah.
because obviously she's trained in the dual saber form, and then bam, she just goes on the offense. And so this was freaking awesome. And
It was, I
don't,
literally have goosebumps. It's
and
crazy.
I don't care if people want. What are you doing? I'm trying to do a show. Can you not?
Chief Cook, I already said you won, buddy. I know you're special. Let me break it down. Chief Cook,
He might be on a
message
delay.
me on Twitter at
You
this
guys, if you guys don't
handle.
mind, real quick, can we go to Brian McFarlane?
Yeah. Which one? This one here.
Yes. So
Okay.
because I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to show off. No, in the Star Wars universe, lightsabers themselves do not actually require charging like, let's say, your cell phone. The iPhone chargers. Your lightsaber actually is powered by the kyber crystal, which gives it almost unlimited power. Basically, a much bigger kyber crystal reflection was used for the Death Star, just to give you an example. So no, you don't actually.
Which they do
not need to
actually
charge
talk
that.
about that in Rogue One.
They do. So that was awesome.
Wow. I don't know if you guys know who this fella Draco is, but because we like it, we're a shield channel. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever.
And look, Draco. First of all, let me.
Do you not realize I'm the
I
one
do
finally
have
asking?
I do have my official shill money drop box, so please feel free to donate because I do accept shill money. Second of all, and you may not have been around here much because I don't recognize your name, but I will tell you straight up. When I like a show, I'm not embarrassed to say it. When I hate a show, I'm not embarrassed to say it, and I've gone against people in both directions.
Yep.
Same.
And
yeah.
and so,
Same.
I understand that, there are episodes of Discovery that I genuinely like, but the show overall, I think, is an absolute cluster bomb. It's
Dumpster fire is the one that comes to mind.
However, I am not going to say that about all quote unquote Kurtzman Trek. I happen to think that Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks are thoroughly enjoyable shows.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
My contention has been when it comes to the Acolyte, it is horribly and terribly written, or at the very least, they've just chopped it up to hard to follow. But ultimately, they're doing some good things, but it's really a balance for me at this point.
And this episode has got. If you want to sit here and say you don't like the show because you don't like the characters or whatever, I'm fine with that. However, don't try to tell me this is crappy lightsaber action because it's not.
No, this is amazing. This was amazing.
Yeah.
You know, even if you don't like the visual effects, which, by the way, Danny has criticized several times in this stream, even if you don't like the lightsaber effect on this show because they're using practical sabers, that's fine.
Yeah.
But the choreography and the action is top notch. And they throw a couple of surprises by killing characters you thought had plot armor.
Yeah. Right.
It's
Yeah.
real.
No, for
it's
sure.
real.
Now-
First
now,
time I've taken
since-
this show seriously was this half of the episode.
Yeah.
So I will say though that there are some cringe dialogue in this
Right.
series.
But there's
There really
cringe
is.
dialogue in everything Star Wars.
That's true.
I'm not in it for your revolution, and I'm not in it for you. I expect to be well paid.
Would you prefer a target, a military target? Then name the location. Really? Really?
Yeah. So yeah, there is. Oh, she lied. She lied to us. You know, it's like,
Totally. I love it.
I
love
mean,
it so
come
much.
on. Star Wars and cringe dialogue have been around since 1977.
No, it's real.
But the but
See, here's a guy. I don't recognize this name, and welcome. I love seeing all these new names and faces.
Yeah, right on, man.
I would agree. I would agree with this. I would agree. With
I would say this though, it's Wheathen, or Wheat Thin, like.
I looked at it and said Wheathen also.
If you pull up a box of Wheat Thins, I'm going to get mad. They are not an official sponsor of the show. Like Criticless. Go to
No, for real.
criticless.com. I'll shill for them.
Let's see.
Absolutely.
Come on. Can I get that in my reach? Trying to grab
Oh, God. Does he have a box of Wheathens?
I bet he does.
I
would not be
have-
surprised.
2 boxes of Wheat Thins right here.
Good Lord.
Right on, man. Right on.
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor of the show.
So anyway, Wheat Thin or Wheathen. I would say this. This is a really good lightsaber fight, but I still think the one at the climax of Obi-Wan was a little better.
Bro.
I still got to go back and watch that.
And so, and I'm not
And see,
saying
Draco,
Obi-Wan
for you
was
calling me a
brilliant
shill,
series.
you want to call me a shill? I literally quit a stream over that, and I refused to finish watching that after that first fight.
Oh,
with the
Obi-Wan,
fire.
yeah.
I
Oh, the
hated
first
that.
fight was so bad.
It was
But
terrible. Oh my God.
It makes sense. It makes sense in retrospect that he was just
Yes.
trying to distract Vader and all that. But
But he also
yeah,
wasn't at his fullest. Like, he hadn't fully reconnected with stuff. And I was like, okay, I get it. I guess.
But anyway, so yeah, and I'm not saying that this show is like the greatest thing in Star Wars, but this episode is. I mean, man, if they made every episode like this episode, I'd be so hooked on Star Wars right now.
Can everybody just talk through lit lightsabers that are crackling in each other's faces? That's all I want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, every line of dialogue needs to be while 2 sabers are being pushed together. You know,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
you know. Let's. Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, people that say, "Oh, but I want more smugglers," then go watch something else. Lightsabers. That's what Star Wars is about. Lightsabers and force lightning and mind
go.
tricks and don't give me no stinking smugglers. I mean, yeah, Mandalorians are cool, but Mandalorians are coolest when they're fighting Jedi.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, but in Mando season 2, when he fought Ahsoka, that was awesome. That was the best fight in the season, and it was between 2 good guys. So yeah, we need more Star Wars in our Star Wars.
Draco, I will agree. That whole scene was cringe. It was like they were trying to inject a Disney song, like the
weird.
power
Very
of
weird.
one, the power to the power of man.
Yeah, that whole flashback
was-
episode,
that was bad.
I have major
Yeah.
major problems with, like actual critical problems, not ridiculous reasons,
Right.
like actual real.
And Creep,
It's just bad.
I have been trying to talk Salty into doing
love
Farscape.
Farscape. If you guys do Farscape, I'll do it with you. I
Look
will
at
do
this.
it with you. I love Farscape.
When
Bro.
if we ever do Farscape, I got some Farscape swag I can give out too.
Love Farscape.
I
love
think I
Farscape,
might have
yeah.
Farscape, the whole series on DVD. Actually,
It's so good.
It's
Their
worth
Looney
watching.
Tunes episode. The Looney Tunes episode is hilarious. Now, admittedly, that was back when I smoked pot and I was stoned, but it was hilarious.
Good stuff.
I bet
the show, and I guess yeah.
All right, so now we have Korg and Osha sneaking back to the ship because You know, he did.
Well, no, Saul gave him a direct order. He said,
Yeah,
"Get
Saul
her out
said
of here."
civilian to the ship. You know,
Which I'm like, I felt very orderly. Like I'm like, I don't know that I've ever seen them talk like this before.
no, but I think that this goes back to the whole thing of how the Jedi have rules.
Sure.
And
sure.
one of those rules is you have a combat situation, get the civilian out.
Yeah, don't endanger them. I got you.
You know, and so I think he was just quoting the rule: civilian to the ship.
If I may just talk to the chat for a second, Stan, I would agree with you. In fact, when I was in rehab, they told me when I got out, as long as I didn't drink, I could smoke pot. But my sponsor won't let me smoke pot, and so
I agree with his sponsor, to be honest.
Yeah. So yeah, no more of the devil's lettuce for me.
Devil's lettuce. So then she's confronting Darth Joker. What's with that mouth on the helmet?
Right? Or what they call it? Oh my gosh, Smilo Ren.
Smilo
Darth
Ren.
Venom. It looks like Venom. It looks like Venom's mouth. So you know.
Yeah, Darth Venom.
It would be great. Somebody needs to. I mean, somebody that's good with visual effects needs to edit that mouth so it goes, "We are Venom." So,
I hate you so much. That's awesome.
like when Saul goes, "Who are you?" "We are Venom." Freaking awesome. All right.
Wow, Creep managed to mess up 3 franchises in one sentence. That's too funny.
Farscape's Firefly was in the pilot episode of Battlestar Galactica.
In fact, it was in the pilot seat of the original fighter.
No, if you first of all,
Firefly's from Serenity, not Farscape.
Serenity. Yeah, Firefly is the ship. Serenity is the Firefly is the class of ship. Serenity is the name of the ship. And the show was called Firefly, but the movie was called Serenity.
Poor Moya, she gets no respect. Yeah, but the movie was named not just like the ship. The movie was not named after the ship. The movie was named after the battle.
Well, fine. I don't know. I'm just saying.
It was called the Battle of. Okay, now we're deep and sweaty.
But in the Battlestar Galactica miniseries, and we did point this out to you.
We pointed it out.
Is that while the doctor is getting her cancer diagnosis, you see that ship fly by.
Yeah, we pointed that out. It's you go through.
You also see the Enterprise several times in season.
Several times, yes. Yeah. The original Constitution class.
Yeah.
Nice.
So May is confronting, "We are Venom," and he cuts her binders, and then that's when she comes in for one more go at him, but this time she's got Saul.
Yeah.
And
he was a big help, wasn't he?
Well, no, actually, this is some pretty badass really action right here.
I haven't seen anything like this since
Duel of the Fates, man.
Actually, I was thinking since Anakin and Obi-Wan took on Dooku in the hangar before Yoda came in.
Yeah, but I think this is better choreography.
It was so great. No, absolutely, this is better, hands down.
And the fact that he, unlike most scenes of this kind, it's not one attack than the other. They're both attacking, and he's keeping them both at bay.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he's doing little like he just kicked that leg out from under there, and just like it's not just like this is good stuff. Yeah. Whoever is hating on this, they're just haters. They're getting.
Yeah, as far as hating on it just for saying that it's not a good fight, that's just. I'm sorry. What do you want?
Yeah.
If you say this is not a good fight, I mean, and you could say, well, I want the characters to be better. Yeah, fine. That's not the fight. I understand, you might not like these characters. Although I will tell you that on screen, these are the 3 most interesting characters of the show.
Agreed.
Yeah. And so you even have the 3 best characters involved in the best fight. So, hey. Love or hate the series, I really like Saul, and that's why I don't want him to die. Yeah. I want to see a Saul series that has nothing to do with the Acolyte, but
And also, real quick, because I feel like Draco's here for the sake of just poking holes at things. So one real quick, Draco mentioned, so Jedi gets tricked by a cloak, and oh my god, this is so good. Actually, no, that's called careful fighting. Anybody who's ever had something thrown at them in a situation that's where the lighting is compromised and your enemy could potentially, they have obstructed your view of them, you wait and hold position until something visibly changes, thus allowing you to have time to stand your ground and be ready to rebuff. That's just logical fighting, but hey, I understand if that might be a little above some people's idea of understanding how stories flow. It's totally cool. That's why you do it.
Yeah, if you're in the middle of a sword fight, it's just like when and it was in the series, wasn't it, when someone threw sand in the face of someone else?
Yes, absolutely.
Right in the beginning. That's a great tactic, assuming you're not playing by the rules. You know, is you do something like throw sand in their eyes, you throw a cloak in their face, you do anything you can to distract them.
Yep.
So because I think that at this point, Darth Venom realizes that he's going up against a Jedi that is at least his equal.
Yes,
You see,
absolutely.
I like this pause. It's like she's rolling her eyes at us right now.
I think she's rolling her eyes at Draco, to be honest. Draco, just messing with you, buddy. I do appreciate you being here, even if you disagree with us. So,
Absolutely.
Yes.
So she realizes that
It's called Nerd Fights after all, folks.
And by the
True
way,
story.
smart callback here is that, yes, they did show that the creatures were attracted to light in the previous episode. And she has used, parts of the pip droid as a light before. So I like the fact that they're at least trying to work with what they have, as opposed to whenever they need something, just pull something out of a bag of tricks. They're actually using
See,
stuff.
Ariel's got the right idea.
What's that?
You throw a baby at
let
them
me-
to force the Jedi to attempt to save its life.
Oh, okay. Well, that's brilliant, Ariel. If they just had a baby lying around.
Joseph, welcome. I love seeing all the new faces, everybody.
What's going
Wow,
on?
we got what, over 30 people with us right now. Thanks so
Nice.
much, everybody.
Right on, man. Well, in no way, shape, or form do I think my audience had a major change. I did announce it, though, that I was going to be on the show. I do not believe everybody's here to see me, trust
So
me.
welcome to all the Mr. Know-It-All.
No, that's-
What do you call them? My know-it-alls?
He calls them know-it-alls.
That's right, the Know-It-All Nation. Know-It-Alls.
Yeah, welcome, know-it-all nation. Welcome.
I don't think it's the case, but I hope so. No, I definitely
So
love the
whether
show.
you're a dork, you're salty, or you know it all, welcome.
That's right. There you go. I love it.
Here's another wonderful shot of the three of them fighting. See, and there he
yeah.
shorted out his saber that time.
With the headbutt. That was
Yeah,
kind of a cool
and that's
move.
you see, that's smart because he had the lock going with his saber, and then he headbutted the saber. It's almost too fast to see, but some of this stuff is just really good tactics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because his armor can short out a lightsaber, even if only for a few seconds. That's enough time to give him an advantage. But he didn't count on the fact that Saul happened
Can
to
fight, baby. Yeah.
he,
Let's
he,
get
ro-
it.
he rolled a D20 in his martial arts skills.
He totally. I was like,
So
right on.
he should have said, "You should know, I am Korean."
That's legit.
Which, if you don't know, he actually is Korean.
No, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I was just putting that up for the sake of the other audience
Yeah.
members. That's fine.
And Planet X, I do understand that a lot of people don't like the show, and for various reasons. But my only problem with people that want to say they don't like the show is if they want to say the things that are good or bad just so that they can, like this fight, as an
100%.
example.
100%.
Same thing with Obi-Wan. You want to say Obi-Wan is a complete crap fest of a show, I'm fine with that, but don't you dare tell me that lightsaber fight with Vader and Obi-Wan at the end was bad.
I
'Cause
feel
it-
like so many of us forget that we can both find things, because frankly, I'm with you. I believe the vast majority of things in the show I don't like. I don't like the writing. I don't like the characterizations. I think the dialogue is stiff, even for Star Wars standard. I think the acting is stiff, again, even for Star Wars standard. And I feel like, but there are things that I can like and enjoy about it.
Right.
We're seeing more.
We're
seeing
looking for
more
things
of
to
the world.
enjoy as opposed to looking for things to hate.
100%. Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
but what,
this is for Ariel, so she wants your link. And here you go. It's in both. I just put it in both our chats, and I'll pin it in mine. So there you go, Ariel.
No, thank
and
you.
and I was so if as far as oh, what am I thinking of now? I completely lost my train of thought because you threw me off with throwing the link in there.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right. But
People finding things to like rather than hate.
right. And I really have a problem with people that think, oh, this show, for example, if you want to say this show is bad because May has lesbian parents.
I think that's a foolish assertion.
I don't think that's a fair criticism of the show.
Agreed.
Because, if you want to say, I think that them singing "We Are One," we power of one, power of two, power of many. I thought that song was stupid.
Super cringy.
Totally with you.
Super cringy.
Yeah, I totally with you on that. Again, if you want to say that, the show is bad because they sort of subtly implied that maybe Osha and Jackie, might be interested in each other, might be into each other. That's not a fair criticism because one thing, it doesn't happen.
Agreed.
And even if and another thing, if you're criticizing the show based on something that the showrunner said in an interview, like R2D2 is a lesbian, then you're not even criticizing the show.
No.
And don't get me wrong, was that a cringeworthy thing for her to say? Sure. Did she say it just to troll the red pill fans of the show? Absolutely. However, you just proved you took the bait. If you're going to sit there and go off on it, you're just taking the bait. I don't care what she has to say. Do you know why I know she's crazy? Because she's Hollywood.
Yeah, I think above all else, you have to remember that.
Yeah.
And most
So,
of these
hey, I
things-
gotta-
most of these decisions aren't being made based on quote unquote the agenda. A lot of people think they are, though in some cases there may be some of that in the background. A lot of the stuff's just being made by people who want to try to change and alter things to make their own. And I'm just like, bro, don't come in my fandom. Go do your play, make something else if you want to. That's fine.
Right.
But that's my only criticism on that front.
Right. What were you saying?
Well, yeah, so I think it might be interesting to get a woman's perspective. She just finished watching the episode. Would you like to talk to her for a little bit?
You just need to go to the bathroom again, don't you?
Oh, they said I have to leave. They'd rather talk to you than me. That's totally not what they said. No, I don't have to go. I'll be sitting right here. You'll see my arm in the frame like you see hers.
We're gonna see you reach for the bucket. That's what we're gonna see.
No, actually, I'm good. I actually surprisingly don't have to pee. Don't jinx it though.
I saw someone today that was saying how much they hate when people say that, because do you believe in magic? Like if by saying that it's going to make you have to go to the bathroom? Like maybe.
All right. Well, she changed her mind. We were expecting overwhelming support and we didn't get it. So let's continue. So we're good.
Oh, okay. So you were expecting overwhelming support.
Oh, I figured you guys would much rather talk to her than me. So
Well, sure, you can bring her on.
that's okay.
We're waiting for her.
That's okay. It's okay.
You just don't want to.
I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. You guys have fun.
Oh, there it is.
So he was lying this whole time. He just wanted a
Nice.
bathroom break, and you see no. What a jerk! All right, so yeah, and here we go with the.
It broke my heart because she was so. I'm like, one of the things that I love about the show.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
literally,
was
Saul
brutal.
was like a handful of things that I like, and she's one of them. And seeing
Although
her
that-
go down like that.
Good way to reveal the face, though.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Reveal the face reveal the secret that we all saw coming.
yeah.
Because that's the thing. Worst kept secret ever.
And at this moment, Saul realized he was in the bad place.
That's right. Absolutely. Oh, so rough.
But that's Jason Mendoza from The Good Place. If you don't get that reference that I was making. So, dude,
Also known as
this
Manny
is-
Jacinto.
Yeah, this is totally the bad place. So now you can get a good look at that not Beskar arm brace that he was using.
Yes.
because he still has that. Let's see. I think Danny just saw my recent comment made him think about the whole scene and he had to cry. Well, Danny cries a lot anyway. I think, you know, the odds of, by the way, this is something you will learn. Danny cries a lot.
He's like Doctor Who like that.
No. Doctor Who would be like, man up, Danny. Come on.
That's awesome.
I mean, if I really tried to, I could probably get him to cry on this live stream.
That's hilarious.
So then, look at those guns, by the way. That's just, it's funny because now that we know who he is, they don't hesitate to show his arms. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, guy.
So yes, so Danny was lying a minute ago. So just so you know, and we all knew he just had to go to the bathroom. So what were your thoughts on this episode?
I think that the master knows that it's May. Because remember, she has the tattoo on her arm, and he's going to notice that.
Oh, you think Saul knows?
Yeah.
No, I think she meant the stranger, the guy in the mask.
No.
Come here.
Saul. She means Saul.
Oh, Saul?
Yeah.
She thinks that he knows that he's got May now, as opposed to
I think
Osha.
he knew it as soon as she said, "Let's go back to the ship." I think he knew.
You know, but you see, I think there's a couple of ways they could go with it. One would be, you could be right, where he's actually not fooled by her and wants to isolate her and now talk to her about rescuing Osha. Or he wins her over by confessing the truth that about whatever happened in the Jedi Temple.
What do you guys think the truth is?
I don't know.
I think somehow they're gonna. I don't know why they would do it. I think they're gonna paint the Jedi as having killed them somehow. I believe very much there's a weird kind of through line that's setting up the Jedi to be the aggressors or the villains, when it probably was some sort of a mistake or misunderstanding or something along those lines. Because the one thing I told Mrs. Know-It-All was, as soon as she walked out of the fire, all the witches are dead, and they didn't all suffocate from smoke inhalation, if you know what I'm saying. So it's like,
The fire didn't spread that far to kill them all on the floor. They wasn't in fire. They was just laying on the floor.
Right, because if it was the fire that killed them, they wouldn't have been able to walk through the room.
Correct.
You're right.
And so, did one or more of the Jedi go rogue and take them all down?
Or could it be
And then what was he already doing in there? He was already in there. He was already in there.
Right. So, so whatever happened, I think he's going to tell now May, which May thinking that he thinks that she's Osha will think, okay, so he's being honest.
So Mrs. Know-It-All wants to lodge her agreement with you, by the way. She believes what you just said.
Yeah, that he knows. I think that he noticed. Did you see the way that he looked at her when she said that she got
He did
away
have
with
kind
to
of
go
a
back
look.
to the-
Yeah, he did kind of have a funny look on his face.
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with you? Oh well, and it seemed like, okay, does he know? Does he not know? And so they could take it either way and make that believable.
And
So, what did you think of the overall episode?
I think it was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Okay. So you like all the?
I think it's kind of messed up how all the Jedi died, though.
Yeah, that's what Were you expecting him to kill everybody? I mean, I was like,
No, I wasn't.
yeah. When they killed Jackie and they killed Cord, is it Cord? I always get his name mixed up too. But those the two the one that just became a Jedi Knight and the Padawan of Saul. And it was like, whoa, I thought they had plot armor for sure. I didn't think they were going to die. I thought that Saul and the two of them would,
Me too.
Dork Knight and Queen. Well, no, I think it would be Dork, Queen, and Knight. Thank you very much.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
It's legit.
But yeah, that's honestly what I think. And
Or the Queen of Dork Knight, maybe. That might be.
Yes.
they're talking about names. But I definitely think that tattoo is going to give it away. Because you notice how as soon as it went back to OSHA, that was one of the first things that you noticed was that tattoo. So
Right.
even if he don't know now, that tattoo is what's going to make him notice. Because
Yeah,
he
that would
hated
be
it
the-
when he's seen it.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that distinguishes the two of them.
Yeah.
Especially since she did her lightsaber haircut, which we'll get into in a minute.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Which, by the way, is one of the things that all the haters were complaining about is the lightsaber haircut.
I
thought-
kind of hated it too. I do
thought
hair,
it was
and I kind of
lame.
hated that she just put her hair down and flipped it. I had to rewind it like twice. Like, wait,
And it's perfect.
Well, you have braids,
and
right?
it's perfect.
Well,
Yes.
okay.
Like if I flip my hair down and flip it back up and cut it, do you know how dumb it's going to look? It's not going to be an exact match.
Yes, but you're not a Jedi Force master. And Kirk,
And neither is she.
Kirk with a $1 donation. Thank you, Captain Kirk. Says
Super chat.
says
Nice.
not General Cord, because General Cord was a character in Star Trek V, the crappiest Star Trek movie featuring the original series cast.
Oh, but the hair, absolutely, hands down. I agree. I so agree.
But you guys
would've-
like it? You guys think that was...
Oh God, no, it was
That was
terrible. But he
cool.
would have, she
Yeah,
would
it
have, her hair would have smelled like burnt hair from the second she walked up. I mean, the hair on my arm I've burnt before, and it smelled for a while, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why is it terrible?
Well,
Like,
but you know,
it's
she
too
could
real.
always write it off that
And
hey,
she's
he
had
got
those guys, unless she does them every so often since she was a little girl.
And then it was just perfectly lined up. And as someone who does hair,
Ready to go.
it kind of pissed me off.
Well, but you
Hello.
notice,
Preach.
but now but in trying to defend it, A, the writers don't understand black hair. B, the
It's a room full of white women, of course.
I mean, let's talk about the casting of the two girls. You know,
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah.
So is that one girl playing Osha and May, or is
Yes,
that...
no. It's one girl playing
As the adults,
Amanda
it's-
Sandberg.
yeah,
as an
it's-
adult.
yeah. But the fact that they cast two different little girls to play identical twins. And it's like, it seems like, and I know Mr. Know-It-All talked about it in his review of it. It's like
Yeah.
a little like borderline racist there, like it's the old all black people look alike, you know, because these are supposed to be identical twins that are even played by the same actress as adults.
I love this. This is a wonderful question, by the way, Draco just asked. So I just want to real quick say, so Draco, there's this thing called hair, like you can tie in extensions. Okay, I don't think she actually had long hair. I think she just tied it together.
Yeah, see, what she should have done is, used her lightsaber to
just
cut her weave
crocheted it.
out. And,
She could have just crocheted it. Yes. Long
I
live the
would have
Dork
believed
Knight
it more if she
queen.
would have put it to the side and cut it, but she just flipped it. I'm like, okay.
Because it looked cooler to be all like, oh, here, get out of my
Yeah.
face.
Well,
Get out of my face with
it
your burnt
probably
hair.
did look cooler to some people.
what, are you pointing at me?
Dang.
I'll have you know, my wife is darker than you. Okay, so
And my wife is lighter than you, sir.
It's okay. My boyfriend is lighter than you. So
There you go.
well, your boyfriend is dumber than anybody we know. I mean, but
wait a minute. hold on,
No,
wait a
don't
minute.
be me. Don't
Wait a
do it.
minute. What do you think about the lightsaber dread cut?
Hair thing? Oh, that was stupid.
he's
Yeah, it
only
was very
saying that
stupid.
because you're sitting right there.
That was one of the things I really hated.
He said
Same,
it
no,
was.
same.
He said it was awesome when we were watching it last night. So yeah, don't let him lie. I'll have to find the clip of it so you can say.
Do you think the what's his name? The dude that May was following? Does anyone know his name?
I call him Darth Meth Head,
Poor man Ezra Miller.
or Darth Venom, because the mask looks kind of like Venom.
I kind of like the Darth Meth Head.
Okay, so Dark Meth Head, yes, Darth
Yeah.
Meth Head.
Do you guys think that he knew that was OSHA, huh?
Yes,
I think so, yeah.
yeah. He knew that was OSHA.
Yeah.
And so I think that what he's looking to do is to kind of try to corrupt OSHA while Saul is trying to save May.
Yes.
And so we're going to have kind of a little bit of a role reversal for the next 3 episodes, and then we'll see where it ends up.
Which I'm like,
Stan, you don't know who her boyfriend is? You're dumber than he is.
Hold on, wait a minute. Baby, he's on here calling you dumb.
Yeah, he does that. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay because it's true.
He's a crotchety old man. It's okay.
So yeah, but yeah, I think that it'll be interesting to see in the next 3 episodes. I mean, the problem is they're running out of time, and if they try to do more half-an-hour-long episodes, I don't know how they're going to pack enough story in here to have a satisfying ending.
Agreed.
Unless the whole thing is just a setup for season 2, which will make me mad.
I hate cliffhangers.
Yeah, I don't mind if you get the resolution of the story and then the cliffhanger is like a little setup for next season. When Strange New Worlds...
God, we're going to get a second season? Oh.
I'm just saying, like Strange New Worlds, when it ended season 1, they completed the story, and then Starfleet shows up and arrests number 1 and says that, she's going on trial.
Yes.
That's how you do a proper season-ending cliffhanger.
Agreed.
So that you tell a complete story, and then you say, oh, by the way, here's something we're going to do next season for you. But as opposed to... Danny, quit hitting play. Will you do me a favor and hit him? That was
awesome. That was so great.
That was a hit.
We need to teach you how to fight, girl. That's not good.
She knows how to fight. Trust me.
You got no street cred if that's hitting someone.
I can fight.
You have no idea.
No, seriously.
I want to see it. Hit him like you're going to go to jail again. Come on.
Oh, how did you know I was in jail? You told him I was in jail?
He told everybody.
Talking about that was a lucky
Oh,
guess.
God. Wait.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't tell you, so I just told him myself.
Yeah. Well, I figured you were black, so, good chances.
It was my first time, only once.
Uh-huh. So let's see.
Wait a minute. You said you figured because I was black.
Wow, I guess you and Danny do belong together.
Now I think he just called me dumb.
See, he's verbally abusive.
I'm just messing with you,
I know.
I'll direct most of my racist comments at Mr. Know-It-All.
What I'm here for.
Yeah, but it's amazing now that you and Danny are dating. His level of racism has gone down at least 5 or 6%.
Because now he can say, "Hello, my girlfriend's black."
Yeah, but you should
shaking his head. Yeah.
You should hear the kind of things that he said about Asian people when we were watching Godzilla. It was. Ask him.
Against Asian people.
Ask him what he called Asian people when we were watching Godzilla.
What did you call Asian people?
I'll tell you off air.
See, that's how bad it is.
Nice.
He can't even say it because he doesn't want to get in trouble again.
Just because your wife is black doesn't give you a free pass.
And Thomas, thank you so much, says he thinks Darth Methhead is Saul's son.
Oh.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Hey, I'm never going to get off this thing here.
But the thing is about there's definitely something about Darth Methhead because Cord recognized him, but Saul I don't think did. Did you catch that?
What are we talking about?
When the mask came off and we saw
yes.
Cord was like, you.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I'm like,
now
really?
you could go back to, he saw him working at the store, and so he knows that he was working with May, or it could be something bigger, but I don't know. What do you think?
No, I think it was that he was genuinely surprised and shocked by the fact that he didn't. He's not watching the show with us, so he wasn't seeing the telegraphing that was coming from miles away.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry. I think the collective internet was like, "Oh, it's bro, right?" Like we all know he's the bad guy, right? As he's sitting there, like, "What? Me? No, not."
Not sweet, innocent me that stumbles into a stupid trap,
That's right.
you know. And let's see, Ariel, Asian people stand wearing goldfish tenders.
Oh,
I've never had
that's
goldfish
even
tenders.
yeah, that might be a little worse than mine, Ariel. Hey guys, I'm back.
I don't
For
think
those who
that's
haven't noticed.
worse than what you called them. Yeah. I thought maybe they were related. What? Because they're Asian. So all Asians are related, right, Stan? Why so many yellow lightsabers? Because of all the Asians. Didn't you figure that out
No,
yet?
for real.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm really sorry. I've got to get going.
Yeah, we've gone over. I apologize, but I
It's
appreciate you
Danny's
joining
fault.
us. It's
All
my
right,
fault for being late.
So let's skip ahead then to okay. So they fight, badass fighting, hug, makeup, and then here's the haircut. See, look at that, perfect. Now it looks right there. That saber looks like it's touching her chin.
It does.
That's got to leave some mark in there, you know. Oh yeah, not And where's the smoke at least?
There's a couple little teeny tiny tendrils, but you're like, that's
Yeah.
gonna smell.
Yeah.
That's gonna smell like burnt hair.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Danny sneaks onto the spaceship at the end, and so. By the way, ask her if the real reason that you shaved was because you were tired of looking like this guy.
After Mr. Know-It-All heads out, I know he's got to go. We'll
All right.
continue on.
So final thoughts on the Acolyte Knight. Mr. Know-It-All, you can go first.
It's a good fight. I just hope we get to actually see something more, some steps in it moving forward.
And you gave it,
I give it 6 out of 10.
Right. And Danny?
I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. If you watch along on supportsalty.com, you can see that. I was like watching like this. My face is all up in the camera. There were a couple like whatever moments, but overall I enjoyed it. It's best episode of the season so far. We don't really rate individual episodes here, so I don't know what I'd give it. But,
All right. And I'm going to just reiterate what I said at the beginning. Space, wizards, and lightsabers. That's what I come to Star Wars for.
Agreed.
And so, Mr. Know-It-All, what are your plans for the rest of this week?
Well,